It's actually better than my front vision, so...
I didn't know that your vision changes.
Definitely does.
No, my weird prescription, my peripheral, then look forward at something.
Well then.
So you read books off to the side.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Got contact
Wonderful.
On. Hello.
Yep, we're on the stream, by the way, guys.
Sorry about that. Apparently my mic was not working, and I told you guys, and you kept talking. I'm like, wait, what's going on? That's my bad.
Welcome to the show.
For more eye-related body horror, I guess stick around.
I would say that this is totally not like us. We're so, but just.
You're lying. You're lying.
We keep saying this. I think we just need to realize at this point that this is what we do.
Chat shit and eventually play D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Let's pretend like we know what we're doing.
We're professionals. Believe it, please.
If we believe it, we can
enough.
lie and make other people believe it. So, with that, I should probably say my name, because that's what you do when you appear on somebody's computer, apparently. Yeah. Unless you don't want them to know you're there, and then I think you're doing illegal things, so...
Yeah.
Anyhow, I am the Bardic Knock, or Matt, if you prefer real-life people names. I am your Dungeon Master, Game Master. They're the same thing. It's just if you want one to sound a little bit kinkier. So.
I was thinking about that the other day. I actually get to tell people that the main gay person that I know is my Dungeon Master. No, it's not what you think, I swear.
Well, sounds like your only option is you need to meet more gay people.
I think that would be the option, yeah. I'm moving away from this town soon, don't worry, I'm on it.
But I feel a little bit proud. I'm the most prolific gay person in your life. It's a tier thing, everyone... on some level, we do want to be somebody's gay friend, so everyone can turn around and go, I actually have a gay friend, now allow me to say something mildly homophobic.
See, you're my get-out-of-jail-free card.
Anyhow.
Get out of comedy jail free.
Good to know I don't exist.
Damn it, TJ, you ruined, the closest we had to, me not ruining the introduction.
I know, you were almost there. I had to stop it quickly.
I mean, we've come to expect it at this point.
So anyhow, Bardic Knock, yes, that name, or Matt, if you're, real people. I am your Dungeon Master, and today we are going to be playing some 3.5 edition, so of Dungeons and Dragons, obviously. Basically, if you know D&D, if you know the new stuff because you like shiny new things, or you're new to the hobby, or you just have no idea how like anything outside of your edition, this is just a different edition. Basically, there's more numbers.
A lot more numbers.
So
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, most of the basics are the same. Fighters fight stuff, wizards do magic, and bards are kind of just in the way.
Oh, thanks.
Well, playing this game at the same time, I was learning math, so it kind of worked for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for whatever reason, there's no dragons in algebra, so you have a little bit of an issue there.
Maybe your algebra class.
There were in mine, but that's just because of heroin.
Aw.
Someone in the chat's asking if I'm drunk.
Probably.
Do you play D&D not drunk?
I actually don't drink that much anymore. I've got some wine. I might have some.
I was talking to the person asking the question, not you.
But yeah, I might get drunk as we play. Depends on how all things go.
How much Jeffrey crazy? As per usual.
So yes.
Okay, let's establish this. It's 100 bits for a drink.
Sure, why
All
not?
right, that sounds absolutely fair.
Are you telling me I might have to go downstairs and dig out the vodka?
Yes.
Which has been sat there so long, it's actually developing a layer of...
Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh dear.
I'm
Carry on. We could do introductions, maybe.
Yes,
And we're
we'll
back.
get to that. We got
After
distracted talking about
technical
booze and gay dungeon
technical-
masters and all kinds of stuff. So
And
finally,
technical difficulties, because you guys suddenly went quiet for everybody. So they
okay,
missed
so
Not really.
so for the third time, I'm going to say my name and we'll actually move on. Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock. I also have a Patreon if you are a kind and generous human. It's also the Bardic Knock. It's almost if I put everything on the same name, so I didn't forget what they were called. Dungeon Master 3.5. It's D&D, just with more numbers than you might be used to. Simple. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Someone else, or that way. I don't know which way my camera's orientated, so...
No, I'm going first this time.
Okay.
Go for it.
My name's TJ, and I play Flick the Halfling Rogue, and I always go in the middle, and this time I'm going first. Next week I'll go last, just to balance the karmic debt.
Okay.
And
You're mixing up my system. Okay, TJ, throw it over to someone else. Let's mix it on up.
oh, hot potato, Archer catch!
My name is Archer, and I'm playing Keldor the Null Knight. Let's go with Becca.
Okay. My name is Rebecca. I'm playing Primrose, the half-orc bard, and if Eliza were a Pokemon, she would be a soft and cuddly ferret.
Aw.
Try and ruin it now, Matt. Just try.
Well, you're supposed to throw it over to someone else. You ruined it yourself. You didn't pass it on.
Haha.
Just kind of dropped it there.
I threw it over to Matt.
You're standing there with a
Cody,
hot
go.
potato.
Okay.
You just,
Fine. I love burning to death.
Okay. I'm Cody. I play Kid the Dark Horse. I got it right this time in the proportions. 1/3 fighter and 2/3 wizard. And I'm gonna throw it over to the other spellcaster. Don't blink.
Hello. Yes, I am Don't Blink. I play the mysterious and charismatic sorcerer, Vaco.
Who is probably the most mature in this entire group,
No.
even though he's the youngest.
you are a group of teenagers and Primrose.
Kid's the youngest. Kid's 16. Baco's
And
17.
Primrose.
Oh, is kid younger? Okay.
I think Primrose can actually say she's seen more everything than like the rest of the party put together almost.
Yeah.
Minus Zendrix.
And speaking of Zendrix, we're not entirely certain. We think Blake has injured himself, so we're hoping he's well, and he should be with us next week, most
And
likely.
it's something to do with cigars and riding in a car, so we have to assume he's involved in the mafia in some way.
Which is kind of cool, because that's a step up from what I thought about Blake before. I mean, I just thought he was a good guy. Now he's a mafioso, so...
Well, no, now he's a good fellow.
Ah! There you go. I'll set him up, you knock him down, man.
Yes, I will.
Southern Mafia.
And I'm sure we'll facepalm on behalf of everyone else listening.
Okay, quickly, before I let everybody's alter egos take over. There are some cool things you can do here at Welcome to the Party. See, I did say the name. Magic. The coolest thing, I think, at the moment, anyhow, at least for now, it might change. Something cooler might come along. Something cool is always going to come along. I mean, this channel's so amazing and perfect.
Get to the point, please.
The point I was trying to make is get some super cool emotes for the Twitch. If you're looking at the chat, you'll see them being thrown around everywhere. You can get some WTTP. That's a lot of letters to fit in your mouth. And you work at that. You can get some.
The name of the game is TKTFOF. Don't fucking know. TFTKOF.
But yeah, you can get some WTTP D20s for, somebody correct me wrong, $5.
It
$5?
is the $5 sub, or if you have Twitch Prime, you get it for free.
So hey, if you are one of those people who need your Amazon Prime things like delivered to you right now, you might have a free Prime subscription. You should totally go to these guys, maybe. Because if you also do that, you subscribe, and you know what that means. You're going to give a free natural 20 to anybody of your choice on the entire channel. Amazing! The other cool things, you can purchase Michael, the Mimic, for $15, or 10, 15, let's say 15. If I'm wrong, then you'll be pleasantly surprised when it's cheaper than you expected. It's a Mimic. It's there. It's a chest with teeth and a tongue. It goes, ah!
Don't
So,
worry, nobody
get
but
that.
dogs
You want
is
to
able
just
to hear you
throw
say 15
mimics
anyway.
at people.
Okay, sub levels are $4.99 for the basic sub, $9.99 for the tier 2, and $24.99 for the tier 3 sub.
And with that, you'll get, I wonder how many ways I can describe this to basically not just say it simply. Because I keep building on it every time. Instead of just saying, oh, it's a glass with some D20s in it. Like, no, it is a liquid-containing apparatus with small polyhedral bits inside of it.
On the rocks.
Exactly. Or, D20 ice cubes, and I'm assuming is liquor. Maybe I am drunk, and I just don't know it yet.
They actually, they're like D20 ice cube trays.
Yes,
100% there are.
there are.
I would be surprised if there aren't.
I want those in the worst way. And by the worst way, I mean I don't need them at all and still want them.
Mhm. See, I would use
Yeah,
them for Jello.
that's kind of just how it goes.
Little
Okay.
D20.
I believe
Oh man, that's
that
D20
is
Jello
all-
shots.
I believe that's all the capitalism stuff established, saying you can exchange currency for.
No, me and Kid are going into business and we're starting a D20 Jello shot company. That's
Oh
the
my God,
capitalism.
yes.
Now
Yeah.
onto the D&D.
Yes. D&D. So, where we left off, we had rounded off your first evening of, your pleasant downtime. Yeah. Quick recap. Primrose and Flick had a conversation. Primrose introduced Flick to her father, who's ashes in a jar. It's totally normal to carry around your dead dad, guys. Don't think about it too much.
It's not really that much weirder than sticking them in a hole in the ground.
True.
Or scattering their remains over some part of that they liked in life, and yeah, it's very strange.
Kid.
I have reasons.
Yeah, you do. I know what they are. Nobody else does.
Kid and Genfrey got tied up together, and
Oh my.
It was
Oh
a little
my.
slimy.
Oh my.
oh my! It was a pleasant evening for all involved. Varco flew around breathing ice out of his face, and
As you do.
We went on a
Kelda,
lovely hunting expedition
that's it. I was just gonna say, Kelda, what did you do? You went
Oh, yeah.
hunting.
with Flick.
Yeah, we did go hunting. Yeah.
And I
Alrighty.
think Yeah, I think that was it.
So, everyone, you've done all. That was your first evening. You all have gone to bed. Have a good night's sleep. Does anybody have any preference as to who we're going to throw it to right away, or are we just saying everyone gets up, you all meet up and decide what you're going to do for the next X number of days you're hanging around in town?
Probably the best.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's the one thing I want to do before we go. So
Well, the first thing to establish. You all get up. You all feel pretty all right, except Keldor.
Oh boy.
You wake up and you feel warm. You feel ill. I don't know if hyena boys can sweat, but if you could, you are. You feel horrendously ill, and you have a very high fever.
Joy.
And
Added fur.
yep, and you are going to take pick a color for which stat, red or white, and for con and dex.
White for dex, red for con.
Okay, so you are going to be down 2 dex and 1 con.
Oh boy.
is that from eating the meat or something else? I forgot.
I got bit.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And I knew it was coming, but I forgot.
Yeah, you're acting as if I wasn't paying attention to how many days had passed.
I may or
I
may
had
not
it
have had
written
my
down.
fingers crossed, but okay.
Wait, when did Keldor get bit?
My
Rats
wife.
in the very first encounter in the mines with those stupid rat swarms.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sacrifice your booze too.
Yes.
It's a plague, run!
Oh god, it is. It's the bubonic plague. He got inundated with rats.
So
and bitten,
I'm feeling sluggish and not too great.
Yeah, your eyes are maybe a little bit glazed over. It's probably a little bit. Your reactions are a bit slow. You're feeling a bit queasy, but like, ugh. If you move too much, go. Ugh.
Alrighty. I'm thinking Keldor would do what he normally does, and just like, because we have a healer on hand in the keep, so probably just head right to them and be like, "Yeah, I think I caught something."
Okay.
What was her name?
We've got it written down. Don't worry.
It was
Shelly the rat. Rat number 746.
Salandru. Yeah, that name
Yeah.
that I can't pronounce.
Salandruil.
Yeah, that one.
It's Elfie. Elf names are hard. So, yeah, if you show up, you're looking a bit sluggish, a bit slow, she'll go, oh, yep. Good thing I always keep a prepared spell slot of cure disease, or whatever it's called. Ba-doop. You feel better.
Haha, luckily we had not left yet.
Mm.
Or I might be screwed.
So much drama.
Okay.
It was like the worst soap opera. The disease didn't last like 6 episodes.
Yeah. Didn't last for 6 seconds.
Hey guys,
Stood
there was
up.
tension. There was serious tension there.
Yeah, I could feel it. It was almost overwhelming. That's why I'm having to provide such epic comic relief to counteract it now. Gotta let everybody down slowly.
After that, I'm assuming you all meet up. Tavern or keep, your choice. How nice of a breakfast do you want?
Wait, did you say we have mice for breakfast?
Yes, how many mice do you want for breakfast is what he asks.
How nice with a n, like gnome.
Good
Don't
call.
think about it.
How nice of a breakfast do you want?
I want the white the multicolored mice mix, please. That'd be great.
Please.
I'm assuming you got them over in there in America. I'm really hoping you do. You know, like little chocolate mice. It's them. You've got little
No,
chocolate
they-
mice.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but they're segregated.
Oh.
TJ, you took off one little thing, and now you just made us all feel awkward and
Yeah.
remind us
Shut up, shut up, TJ. Shut up immediately.
you remind us the world is imperfect and people out there make arbitrary decisions based upon things like color, and that's uncool.
Mhm.
That reaction was almost better than any laugh I've gotten on here. It's a simultaneous groan from everybody at once.
What, you get like mixed salad. What are you talking about?
God.
But you don't mention the colors of the mixed salad.
Well,
Anyway, let's play D&D.
Yeah.
We've got multiple face palms and multiple groans going on. I'm happy. I'm good.
Killing all of us, TJ, and you're killing us.
I'll
all.
just-
That's the problem.
New achievement unlocked.
I'll just
All
lay
I
for
was
a bit in
asking
my
is when do
shame.
you want to have breakfast, guys?
Never, apparently.
See what your mice have done to us, Bucko?
I refuse to take.
Nope, it's all on you. It's too late. I hot potatoed that right in your face.
That sounds like the weirdest sex act ever.
Okay, breathe. Whew.
For those
No.
on the
Can't.
channel, this is what we do for the first 15 minutes.
Welcome.
Bye, TJ.
It's okay.
Oh.
We've got it. Well,
They'll get sick of me
we're
eventually,
getting out
and
of
then
our
they'll
system
actually
so we
get
can
score
get
in
into
this
some
campaign.
serious, hardcore stuff.
I mean, no,
I'm not
but
going to react to my own bad phrasing.
I am going to the tavern, and I am
Thank
eating
you.
there.
Drama.
I'm gonna have 6
so
eggs and a
much
breakfast ale.
tension.
This is after I already ate at my house. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, yeah, of
Like I
course.
had a massive meal, and now I'm at the tavern eating again. So
Well, hey, you lost your appetite because you were sick.
sure, we'll go with that.
Hmm.
Okay.
He only had 3 breakfast hams.
Hey, as long as I get my 4 eggs and a breakfast ale, I'll be all right.
Oh yeah, kid,
Good
you,
luck
you
drinking
get that ale, you get your 4 eggs. How are you having your eggs?
Let's have them poached.
And that has been difficult.
Hey, I've got to be the most worthless person I can be whenever I'm not actually out there fighting.
Intentionally.
Hmm. If I stick a fork into them and there isn't a chance of contracting salmonella, then what the hell is the point?
I just figured it out. I got it, guys. So
Oh, God.
Cody is channeling every one of his students that he hates into this character, and he's just gonna have him die in a terrible, terrible fashion.
Hey, you completely you figured out the secret. Although for reasons I cannot say I wish anything that happens to Kid would happen to any of my students,
No, of course
regardless
not.
of how much it may be self-inflicted or
Deserved.
if any, yeah, or deserved. Yes.
This is the perfect place for this. This is an entirely unrelated fictional person who is a representation of you.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, that's why he's called Kid. Because he's just any kid.
It's just generic kids.
Oh man.
It only took us 25 episodes to figure it out, guys.
Well, this is his finale.
So we gotta kill Kid off now. Is that what we're saying?
Just for Cody's sake, yeah.
He'll do it himself eventually. Just give him.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Okay.
Just
So
minimize the
you're having
time.
breakfast. Kid, you've got your stupid poached eggs. Everyone else, you've got whatever it is you're wanting to eat. You know,
Well,
they're
I
pretty
haven't-
accommodating.
Pretty massive breakfast omelet where they just take everything except for the kitchen sink and throw it in there.
Oh yeah. There's aspects of a kitchen sink in there.
Okay.
Just give it some flavoring.
Okay.
I'll have what he's having.
Is there anything you guys would like to discuss either with each other or NPCs? You have all of them with you here. Angus clocked on that you guys were eating in the tavern, and it's like, well, I suppose I should go and join my companions instead of sitting here thinking I'm all high and mighty.
Yeah, this is where the
Didn't
cool
you-
kids eat, Angus.
Yeah. So you've got your entire ensemble. Gen 3 is even gonna creep in and like sit he's gonna like sit one table over and then try and scoot on in and like just hover around, hope nobody notices and tells him to leave. And just
Gentry,
like
you and I were covered in slime together yesterday. You can sit with us.
oh,
Wow, that's all it takes, huh?
we were tied up too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to hear about it, guys. Honestly, I'm trying to eat. Maybe after.
Well, it is for you, so you might want to hear about it eventually.
What?
Oh, Rebecca. They can't see what you just put in the Discord chat, but I saw.
We all saw.
I know.
Uh,
It's called tactical posting. Thank you.
Okay, if you guys keep hanging on this, I'm gonna dive into it. We're never gonna get out of it again, so let's just drive the car.
Let's go.
If any of you would like to discuss in character with other characters present, Jesus
Keldor turns to Angus and is like, so, I'm thinking we should probably hang out for about a week, get some supplies ready, get the cart fixed, all that stuff, rest up, and then we can head to your pretty lake afterwards, and then we can move on from there. So you give
Jeez,
us a week?
Keldor, you're being awfully loud. You're the only one of us who I think still has parents. Did they not teach you anything?
Yeah, why are you yelling so much, buddy?
I mean, it's kind of loud in this tavern, so...
It certainly is.
Is it?
Your voice also kind of carries.
It does.
We've made a
Barking.
totally dysfunctional family, and I love it. We're the family that shows up at a restaurant and makes a scene.
Yeah, we are.
Anyways, Angus, what do you think?
Well, first of all, it's a lock, not a lake. There's a difference. But aye,
What's the difference between a lake and a lock?
Yes, I'm
One's
very
more
curious to
Scottish.
know this.
I think it's an A.
well, it's an A. It's an A and a C and an H. Like one has those letters in. It's a whole mess. Apparently, I have 0 ranks in knowledge geography, so I can't tell you what the difference is. But that is one.
I lean into the
Apparently.
prince and I hold my hand up to cover my mouth, but not really.
No one likes a smart ass, Your Highness. So yeah, I say we hang out for a week is good. And then we'll take care of some stuff here before we have to go. And then when we go, we'll be all ready and warm this time. Because the last trip was really, really cold.
It was.
Although we get to go in the wagons again this time, right?
Bardic will stand up and go, well, yes, we have them. Why would we just not use them? They're there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Wonderful. I get to drive wagons again. Feeling
Keldor,
awful.
is there anywhere in this town that they sell like mounts?
You mean like horses or
Well, I
other
was,
things?
I was hoping for something a little smaller, maybe.
Like
Ponies?
a dog?
Like, yeah, ooh, either one of those would be good.
A donkey? A chicken?
A particularly big chicken? Sure, chickens are badass. Chickens will take your eyes out.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought we were just listing things that are smaller than horses. A
Well, that
fly.
too.
I win. Fly.
I give the Bardic Knock a meat pie so he could eat it and not talk anymore.
I pass him like fast.
Just hands him a pie to shut him up.
I hand him my flask for his other hand and just kind of pat his shoulder and go, okay, there you go.
He's sat there with a meat pie and a flask. And goes, you people are so nice.
You ate my flask? No.
In all seriousness, no. One of the things that we do need to think about is the place that we're going to. Like that actually was a very decent point that Angus and Flick both brought up. That we really don't know the layout or what the weather might be like in this area.
We should check
And
the
so it may-
library.
Yeah, we definitely need to do a bit of research before going out there this next time. I mean, we were lucky
Agreed.
enough to run into meat sprinkles to help get us through the mountain. But
Yeah, lucky.
I mean, there's only so much we can actually do to depend on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
Um,
could potentially take a prisoner every time that we go someplace, but that might not always be an option.
And
Let's not
Meat
lie, you're
sprinkles
gonna
all
find
the
a way.
not a thing
Sorry,
we want to do. Something we probably don't want to set a precedent for. I
Good
mean,
call.
we probably already have, but you know.
I mean, it's not a bad reputation to say that there are always survivors whenever we go somewhere.
If you look over, you see Meat Sprinkle. Like he's not sat because he doesn't totally understand the concept of a bench. So he's stood at the table, so just his eyes come up over the top, and he's reaching up with his hands, going.
Oh.
He's going to be a congressman one day.
Maybe he could even be president.
Oh, if we
Oh.
get titles, then that means I assume that we get the ability to inflict our own titles upon people.
In
My
theory.
turn to face palm.
It would be great as a president. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Politics, lovely thing.
Moving swiftly on.
Uh-huh.
Fake politics is fine. Let's leave real world politics out of it.
Yeah.
In addition, we may also want to acquire a detailed map telling us where a settlement might be in case we have to recuperate for a couple of days. I mean, this is supposed to be a fairly easy thing, but
Our
Then
luck, it's
again-
not going to be easy.
mhm.
I mean, I went to the capital to join the army, and the capital was gone. So,
Yeah, I don't
luck
know,
is
guys.
not on our side.
I almost have this feeling like it's just gonna sort of ramp up and keep increasing in difficulty the further along we go with this adventure, almost as if it were designed in a way to increase while we increase in power in some fashion by some overhead, and he looks up to the sky, governing body. But then again, I do
Vince
drink a
puts his
lot.
hand on your shoulder and looks down at you and goes, "This is crazy talk, little man. It's not as if we are characters in some ongoing story in where we are always faced with new and challenging quests to overcome for the entertainment of an audience."
I mean, if it is any consolation, then the things that would actually end up hurting us are the things that are stronger than us. And so if we are significantly stronger than everything in the area, then they may instinctively avoid us, but the things that are strong may not. In fact, we may even be sought out specifically because we are strong.
Good point.
Ah, crap, I really got to get out of here.
Well, speaking of which, I think that the best course of action that we can use is we need to split up into teams. Something we can do to figure out exactly what we're going to this area. I have it all planned out.
Oh, I'm anxious to hear this plan.
Okay. Keldor and I can quickly whip the people in this area into a fighting shape and also get the equipment and stuff that we need. Since he knows the people around here, he may be able to put in like a requisition notice or something.
The people in this area. What are you're gonna build us a army or something?
No, just keep them ready because once we leave, they technically have a bunch of winter wolves running around as well as a couple of gnolls. And possibly the only thing keeping the gnolls in line is the presence of Keldor here.
It's the boss people.
Yeah,
Knights
like,
are
I'm
way
not-
scarier than me. They are. Let's just put it this way: any one of them could probably take all of us and whip all of our butts.
Well, then in that case, just the requisitions then.
Yeah.
We can get the Bardic Knock and potentially Primrose if they're up to it. to harass the people coming through the town to get information about the area that we're going to. Those of us who can read and have good ability to read can go to the library, figure out what we can learn about this area, like, legends, stuff like that. Possibly the local animals or plants or anything like that, or the people. See if there's any history associated with this place.
I mean, Primrose isn't here for this conversation, so that's
Yeah, this is
fine,
something
I
we'll address
guess.
with them later.
Yeah, Primrose and Eliza are not
Busy.
currently.
Nope.
And the rest of you
Jesus
can do what
Christ,
you
you
do
like
best.
rabbits.
I
Primrose
see
doesn't
no
have long
problem
on the
with
swirl.
this.
Well,
Okay.
I could do some reading, I guess.
Excellent.
You know what? Did we actually see the ogre corpse with all the stuff in it when we got back?
Well, that got delivered and emptied. The Winterwolves took the corpse with them. As we established, this is now the postal system.
Okay. I'm just wondering what happened to the money that was in it.
Oh, it got emptied out.
Okay.
It got kept. Yeah, remember it got dumped at the
Dwarves?
Odrix.
Audrix.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't think
So did we pick that up yet?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, you collected it all, didn't you?
We did, I don't remember. And I
We
don't
didn't
think...
actually go collect it, but I don't know if you included it in the total when you told us how much we got from all that stuff, because you kind of just gave us a total at the end for everything that we...
I think it's in the
It was in Scarfell
treasure
Keep Loop.
list. Yeah.
I did kind of feel like the total we got last time was a little light for everything we pulled out of there, though.
Yeah.
Scarfell Mine treasure list, I think, was where it would have been, if anywhere.
Yeah, if you look in there,
it's
that
the
should be it.
13,000
Okay.
silver pieces that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Can I make one suggestion if we're loading up on supplies and preparing to go to a new place?
Yes.
We're bringing wagons, right?
Yes.
Potentially.
Everyone who doesn't have some kind of ranged attack already should have a crossbow.
I just
Primrose
pull
has
out
my crossbow.
my darts and I'm like, I got these guys now. They're great.
Yeah,
And I put
good,
'em back.
good for you, Kildor. So the first half of the sentence was everyone who doesn't have a ranged attack. The second half was should have a crossbow.
Yeah, I can
So-
definitely get the blacksmith to make us a few crossbows. We can probably even get a few extra in case anything happens to our weapons.
Did
Just keep them
we
with the cart.
not send a bunch of crossbows back with the loot from the mine, or did we
they
just
were
pick up a
small
couple and leave the rest
crossbows,
there?
though.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's why they
they're
worked for
tiny.
me. Okay. Yeah. Good call.
So I can get ones for the rest of the people made.
That would be perfect. Because I think even just having a lot of arrows coming from a bunch of people will help against a lot of things we might encounter along the way. Instead of having a
Probably.
bunch of, right? We got all these people sitting around. Instead of having us trying to protect, like as many people as us plus ourselves, I'm not protecting anybody but me. Just saying that right now. In case there was any confusion with anybody, I am too small to be protecting anybody who is double my size, which is everybody but him. And I point to Meat Sprinkles, who I'm also not protecting.
Meat Sprinkle smiles for a moment because he thinks you're going to protect him and goes, ah.
You know how it is, buddy. We're on our own, for sure.
But short. 'Cause we're
Uh,
small.
Can I kill him? Nah. Okay. Anyway, so crossbows for everybody is what I'm saying. And just, I think a hail of arrows coming from our side for once would be awesome. Because it seemed to work really well for those orcs when they shot them at us.
Yeah. And I sitting there rubbing one of the arrow scars.
Right? And how much worse can the rest of us be at shooting crossbows than, this isn't a challenge, how much worse can the rest of us be at shooting crossbows than a bunch of orcs? Don't prove me wrong, but, we can, I assume we can be equally as bad, for sure. And he pulls out that little pouch that he keeps around his neck and he kind of like thumbs the contents around a little bit. And almost like he's trying to ameliorate someone he might have pissed off by saying, I don't think we can be worse. Oh, I'll show you wrong.
Alrighty. So you are establishing various things to get on with. So And Flick has brought up a very reasonable concept. Maybe we should get some ranged weaponry for some of us.
I
okay.
am after breakfast, if that's okay with everyone.
Mhm.
I'm heading over to the blacksmith and I'm getting him to make 10 crossbows. Actually, no, let's do 5 light and 5 heavy crossbows, just so that we have them.
I would actually prefer a bow.
I mean, we have a
I don't see
woodworker
why not.
as well, I think.
Is there a Fletcher?
I mean, I know fletching, so that's one of the skills I have.
Actually, I wouldn't get too much benefit out of a bow. Crossbow would be better. Primrose still has mine.
Yeah, so let's just get a bunch of like 5 light crossbows and then 5 heavy and then a bunch
Okay,
of bolts
well,
for it.
let me just go through who doesn't have a ranged attack. That would be Unst, Angus. And that's kind of it, really.
Yeah.
Regal has one.
Liza
No.
has one.
Well, we could say Meat Sprinkles grabbed one. You know, you had a bunch of small ones, so yeah, he's
TJ
got
was
one now.
shooting one in there with me.
I'd like to just keep a bunch on the wagon though, so I'm still gonna get a bunch because like
I'd say get
Throwing a-
more.
throwing
medium-sized ones,
something
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
back of a cart is not the easiest. It's easier
Yeah.
to just point and shoot a crossbow. So
I'd say like 8 and 2 or 7 and 3 or something for regular to small crossbows, because
Well, the
there's
thing is, small creatures can use a medium-sized light crossbow as a heavy one, so...
yeah,
Okay.
so I'll get like yeah, I'm saying 5 light and 5 heavy crossbows.
There you go.
There you go, that's plenty. Okay, so let me just check the prices of that. Weapon, crossbow, crossbow.
I'll pitch in some gold too. I would have made that clear.
I'm
during the
actually
dinner
gonna
or breakfast.
use the silver that we I assume just grabbed.
Sure, dump some of that.
'Cause there's quite a bit of it.
Yeah. Can we launder that while we're in town?
There we go, cost.
Do they have a laundromat?
Um,
Right.
there's not like a bank or a money lender that you're aware of, but I'm sure if you went around to like every single shop and went, okay, can I swap some silver for some gold? Yeah, sure. So, you know, if you go
probably
to
change out most
bakery,
of
you
it.
go to the blacksmith, you go to the...
We wouldn't want
Yeah.
to change all of it out because silver is useful to have if we don't want to look super rich.
Yeah, but 13,000 silver would weigh a shit ton.
It would.
Oh yeah, it would.
Like we will have 2 wagons, but still, I'm saying keep 1,000 silver if you want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Switch out the rest if we can. Like, what are we
Okay,
gonna need
so-
1,000 silver for?
Let's see. Let's get the crossbows. What
Yeah.
else would we want? Just thinking supply wise from the blacksmith.
Well, backup supplies for the wagons, like a spare
wagon
tire or
equipment?
2. And,
Yeah.
wagon equipment, and
Wagon
if
repair
we didn't
kit, basically.
like anything we didn't have already. I don't want to get stuck up there with a broken wheel or 7.
Yeah, let's get a few
Okay.
wagon repair kits.
Yeah, and maybe some extra rope, a rope ladder, tents if we don't have them. Like, Flick doesn't have a tent, so he's probably gonna buy himself a tent.
Alrighty.
Unless we got tents in those winter kits.
Winter kits did not have tents, I believe.
Okay.
I think it
No,
was
I
just
think
winter
I've got-
blanket type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go pick up a tent for myself, and I'll suggest that other people probably want them as well. I don't know. Like, we already climbed the mountain. We can't need anything else. We still have the climbing gear. So,
Yeah.
And we're about to get a really awesome rope.
yeah, 1. No,
It may be more than 1 in use.
okay.
Okay,
Well-
let's get like another 100 feet of rope.
Sure, they have it. I've got like 150 feet myself, so
I have like 100 feet too.
you can never
Oh no,
have
I
enough
have
rope.
150 rope. Okay.
Oh no, we don't. Trust me, we don't need any more rope.
I don't think we need more rope.
After we get this magical one.
Oh yes. Speaking of
Maybe
which,
I don't want to climb the gut rope.
I mean, you may not have a choice in the matter if it's as useful as it might be.
We'll see.
But yeah, I want to know about how many more days do you think it would take to work that?
Gamfrey, he'll kind of give a bit of a shrug. And go, I don't know, maybe 3.
Okay.
I think we've
I'll
nearly
get to work
got
with
it.
him then. I'll take the work with him then.
Alrighty.
I,
Okay. Someone whip out a calculator. Because okay, so heavy crossbows are 50 gold a piece.
Indeed.
Yep.
Light crossbows are 35. So you're getting 5 of them.
okay.
550.
The other things. You want more rope? Did you say?
Wagon repair kits, and we'll get like 5 tents.
Okay.
Just as like party funds and stuff.
Yeah.
It would
5
cost
any say in it?
425 for all the crossbows.
Yeah, I got it. So
Mhm.
4,250 silver that's gone, which is nice to start.
There was tent. That's infuriating. I can't see.
I think tents are pretty cheap.
Tents
Yeah.
are 10 gold pieces per.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's yep. So another 50. Repair kits.
I'd assume it's kind of like probably in the same things as like masterwork tools, maybe.
Yeah, I was just gonna charge for masterwork tool.
So
So
I'll get 2 sets of those just in case.
yep. So that's
And-
another 50 gold a piece for them. So that's another 100 on top of that.
Okay.
Can we just get like 4 spare wheels and put one on each side of each wagon?
Yeah.
I probably
Is that along with the
Unless
the
there's
tools?
wheels contained in the repair kits.
that's what
themselves.
I was under the assumption of.
Yeah, you know what? Let's say there is. That would logically make sense.
Okay.
Or at the very
So-
least, if it's not like a made wheel, it's the materials to make a wheel.
Yeah, that would be even better if we could have the materials to make a wheel hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, like
Okay, so
mostly pre-assembled and then just like in quarters or something and like nail it together.
I'm
yeah,
going
pretty much
to also get a bunch of lanterns just cuz.
Good call.
a bunch of what?
And
Uh
lanterns.
lanterns, just the common ones.
Yeah.
You know, for throwing
Um,
purposes.
okay. Archer, I'm assuming you're pretty much just looking at the SRD like I am.
Yes.
If you want to essentially just mark down things you're getting, I will take your word for it on costs. And
Okay.
other people, if you want to throw out other things you would also like.
Bucklers for anybody who is not a spellcaster or a
Yeah.
spellcaster who can use light weapons.
Ooh,
I'll
that's
take a buckler if the
good
blacksmith wants to make me a
point.
small one or something.
You're gonna need a masterwork one if you don't want it to interfere with you at all.
Then I will pay the extra for a masterwork one.
I need one bad.
Okay, we'll get a bunch
And-
of bucklers using the yeah, we'll
I
get
think
a
we only
bunch of
Can-
bucklers
How many do
for
we need?
let's get like who all would need one? Flick, probably Eliza, unless she already has one.
Eliza have a shield?
Eliza does actually have a shield.
Okay, so
You know, it's just so far she hasn't been using it because she's been staying back using her crossbow. So
Flick,
Bucklers are metal, so Zin can't use them.
yeah, it would be Flick, Primrose. That it?
Kid doesn't want one. And
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't
if
need
Akko
one
wants one.
because I have my glaive has shielding with it, so it wouldn't do anything for me.
So 2 then.
So 2. Okay, that's another.
And
It's like 300 masterwork an item, right?
Not for armor.
Armor, it's only 150.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. So I'll pay the. Well, what do I have for gold? Let me just check that before I have a decent amount of gold now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'll dump out the 150 to get a masterwork buckler made, and I'm going to have him do the front. It's just a little circle. So in like there's I want him to do it so that there's like an inner circle that's just in from the edge, and then outlining that inner circle, I want him to do it like a saber-toothed cat's head. Like I kind of show him the hood of the cloak, and have like the saber-toothed teeth coming down around the side, like the curve of the circle, so that the face is at the top, and then the saber-tooth blades just like curve down around the outside of the circle and almost meet at the bottom at their points.
Really neat.
For
Fancy.
an extra 50 gold, he will carve it so that the teeth on that can actually be replaced with daggers.
I'm gonna
More
have
daggers.
300 daggers by the end of this.
I mean,
You
don't
literally
you
have an infinite
already
supply of
have
them.
infinite daggers?
I mean, you're honestly a porcupine at this point.
Yeah,
You have the ones in your
sure.
little.
I can't say no to that.
I mean, he's
can
not
never
going to
say no to more
supply the daggers for you, but you can attach daggers onto it.
Yeah, well, he'll leave like clippable spots to attach something to it, and I'll get daggers made by a proper weaponeer later on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
Okay. Are there any other goods and services you think you would like to acquire?
I would like to, if I can, anywhere in this town, purchase some more smoke sticks.
Yeah, if you head over to a big gym,
Mhm.
he's got all kinds of stuff like that. You know, if you need anything which is useful for hunting, he can get it. And, yeah,
Okay.
smoke sticks are technically useful for that. So,
Throw it down
Yeah.
the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
and they're 20 gold apiece.
Okay. Then I'll get 3 here.
Okay.
Never have enough smoke sticks. And I'm good. I don't know if anybody else wants to do anything.
Well,
Bard squad.
that's- Okay, so when Primrose and Eliza eventually come down from their room,
Eventually.
I'm assuming that they are filled in on the plan of action. Try and acquire information about where you're going.
Um, oh, okay.
And that's pretty much it. So, just go and gather information.
So y'all have been in town this whole time?
Pardon?
Y'all have been in town this whole time?
Yep.
Well, me and Keldor went over, and I don't know if anybody else came too, just to get supplies and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going around town picking up supplies at this point. Dragging a giant sledge of silver behind me.
I
You
see.
know, honestly, if you hired the Winter Wolves, they might help you with this.
Nah. I think they're not here at the moment.
They got deliveries to make.
Well, Primrose is going to grab that breakfast of my salad and go out looking for the group.
Okay. So you get to have a delightful breakfast salad. Do all of that.
She gets to toss some salad after tossing some salad. Good for her.
Listen.
Exactly.
So, okay.
No.
I'm
There are
in a
no
group full
signs
of
of
guys.
the Winter Wolves in town, by
Hey.
the way.
You started it.
So, I'm
So-
going to not end it.
So, Primrose, how
Yes.
would you like to go about your assigned task of gathering information?
Oh god. Trying desperately not to be awkward. You mean that's my I don't know. I don't know the first thing about gathering information.
Oh, really? I should be helping you with that.
Oh, gather
I could just like
information check.
tell you too.
Oh right, yeah,
That
that.
would be so helpful because I know the information you're looking for.
Yeah. I guess the best place for a bard to look for information is the tavern.
This is correct.
Just get my skills out. We've established that Primrose is super awkward, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It's not apparent after this point.
Yes.
I'm glad my not acting has come through greatly. Okay. We just do a search.
Glad I could just channel that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I channel. That's it.
Hey, play with your strengths. It's all good.
So okay, so gather information. Just
Okay, so with
well,
a check of 12, essentially you've just walked up to the first person in the bar and go, "What do you know about a lock?"
yep. There's that orc charm going in. Yep.
I'm being very sneaky. Could you sneakily tell me everything you know about this lock?
And the fellow bar patron kind of looks at you, and it looks like he's gonna be like, "What?" and looks you up and down. He goes, "Okay. Maybe you're just old and confused." So,
Maybe.
so he isn't saying this. This is just what he's thinking, like, and it is visibly showing on his face. He goes, if you mean Lock Rannoch, don't know much.
Eliza, do I mean that? I don't know what I'm meaning by lock.
Yes. Yes, that's
I went there on a holiday. Quite a nice little tourist location. They built a little village around it. Lovely. And by they, I mean gnomes. So,
Oh.
you know, it's pretty quiet there, actually. Peaceful. Yeah, I remember getting ice cream. And then some bird came and stole it and laughed at me.
But was it good ice cream?
It was good, yeah. There's lots of legends about like some monster that lives in. Yeah. Don't remember what they called it though. Yeah. But you know, it's tourist trap. You know, they even made like a fake one to kind of like just pop up and go But you know, it's good for kids. As an adult, no, it's just some painted wood.
I am an adult, I think.
But that
Great
you just
talking to
confused me a
you.
little bit more. Yeah. If you just wanted a nice little relaxing holiday or whatnot, yeah. There's not loads to do there, I guess. You know, you can look at the lock, you can swim in the lock, you can have a picnic by the lock. It's all very lock central. It's almost as if that's their entire economy. That's a big word for someone who talks like me. Yeah, there plenty of like nice little bed and breakfasts. People go around for like honeymoons and things like that.
Can Primrose like have walked away mid conversation, just like bored?
Oh, very lock related. Hey, where are you going?
The Irish
I wasn't
goodbye.
done telling you about all the things you can We're at the lock. Oh, well. Back to my life of just sitting here in this tavern, only talking when people come and need information. It's almost as
That
if
was
I don't
lucky.
exist
They found
outside
me.
of this.
They found the
Yeah, he
only
just-
lock enthusiast.
he just ceases to exist. Like he stops moving. He just stands there, frozen still, awaiting for someone of importance to come and interact with him.
I really
How
thought you
unlucky.
liked me, guys. It's just this is the way my life always goes, and now I'm just fading slowly out of existence. It's not cool.
I mean, with a voice like that, who can blame him?
I'd want to fade out of existence too if I sounded like that all the time.
Look, I can't help it.
His voice is adorable, but I'm just bored. And he's just. I got old people stuff to do. I can't do this.
Primrose.
Are you
master
telling me
of
you
the
got
Irish
bored
goodbye.
of accumulating lock-based information?
Of course I did. You think I am?
She's got old people stuff to do, bunions to pick, and children on lawns to yell at.
Listen, I have yogurt to eat. It's important.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to try and do, Primrose? Now you have accumulated all this lock-relevant information.
Unless you want me to cast a bad light on this party, I suggest not.
What did the Bardic Knock learn about it?
Nothing. He talked the whole time.
Other bars.
Yeah, well, when he meets back up with you, he'll the information he has is basically the same. It's almost if we went and spoke to the same guy. Accumulated all of this lock-based information, but he then got a little bit more, which was basically apparently like the last person from town who went there said it's gone a little bit downhill. It's not as thriving as it used to be. Maybe
Erosion.
making an entire economy based around one tourist attraction wasn't a genius idea.
Oh, come on, Matt. That works the world over. It never goes south.
No, just my town that I grew up in.
And my town that I grew up in, and Cody's town that he grew up in, and Matt's town, and everybody's town.
My town has an archaeological dig.
Mine was coal.
Mine is just every Western movie ever.
I mean, hey, if those people in the lock get started right now, we might be able to see the world's biggest ball of twine by the time we get there.
And then it turns out twine doesn't exist in this world, so it's actually like an inch across. It's the biggest one in the world.
It still is, yeah.
Oh wow.
Till some random like 3-year-old starts playing with it.
The thing is, it's actually not that big. They just made a small one, and they're gnomes, and they got bored and went.
Well, to
Wait, we
them,
can
it's
just do
big.
magic. Enlarge object. Enlarge object.
It's definitely the
They just
biggest.
kept making it bigger and bigger.
Well, the gnomes is good information.
Well, the ball of twine may have crushed the entire town, but at least we did it.
Oh.
No one else can say they have this ball of twine. Oh, God!
Okay,
God,
so
Mari,
moving
don't
on
miss
from team. I don't even know what to call them. Like awkward questioners.
Yes.
There's many things to
Essentially,
call them, none of
you're
which are
Spanish
appropriate.
Inquisition. If it was a bunch of awkward people, going tell me
The,
things.
The awkwarders.
Okay, so Team Awkward, you have gathered information.
So I, oh, are you muted, Matt? Oh. If you guys can hear me, my headset just died, so I'll be right back.
I'm around.
The hell?
Pardon us,
Oh, no.
stream. This happens occasionally.
Okay,
can hear
it
you.
wasn't my headset.
It's just Matt. Again. Nope.
Nope, still can't hear you, buddy. I guess your headset died or something.
No, I think everyone's okay.
Oh,
Oh, you can hear him?
Yeah, I could hear everyone except
Oh.
Matt.
Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
none
Matt's
of
who
us
we're
can hear
talking about.
Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a little
still
frustrating.
This is what bliss feels like.
We can see him. Can anybody read lips? Okay.
He's saying, "I hate you, TJ."
Dude, I'm not gonna do that on stream. I've told you a million times.
Little do you
I'm
guys
just
realize this is
imagining
actually-
his witty
Okay.
retorts here. Yeah.
I just think, welcome to the party. We are now thinking about potentially marketing Matt's emotive face. Might put him over his tokens. I don't know. Bug our moderators about that. I'm sure he'll pose for them.
The faces he made when he heard us saying that were just muy picante.
What?
Good. They were great. They were awesome.
Is it working now?
There
Yes.
we go.
Hello
He
again,
has a
Matt.
voice and everything.
Ah.
I don't know. I think we should try interpretive D&D with him just on mute one time. And...
All of our stuff comes from context clues based on his face.
Oh God, we're being attacked by Tyrannosauruses.
Zombies!
Zombie Tyrannosauruses. Oh shit.
Like D&D for the blind and deaf.
It wouldn't be near as entertaining for the blind. I'm just gonna say that.
That's a good point.
Welcome to our stream. We're totally saying it. Trust me. Uh-huh.
Sure.
Just
say.
Beautiful. Years of training in professional theater led me to this exact moment.
Zombie T-Rexes.
That's what it's all about.
I'm trying to figure out how I would mime the Tarrasque. Or do I just hold up a sheet of paper that says that you're fucked?
Nice.
Not right.
Hold up your middle finger.
Yes.
I thought it was zombie T-Rexes doing disco. I was so wrong.
Oh God, what happens when it gets to a roleplay scene, especially between Eliza and Primrose? Like, I don't think I'm allowed to stream that. I think that's kind of illegal. Well,
Not the
it'll
dog,
get you
it's
banned real
fine.
quick.
Oh.
I'm gonna question mark with my hands.
Well done.
Okay, so what I'm trying to talk about before apparently I stopped making sounds.
Uh-huh.
Team Awkward, they're done. Which team would like to go next on accomplishing goals?
Oh God.
I'm happy to go do reading, because that's going to be like, I go do reading.
Who else is reading?
Actually, Keldor loves to read, so any chance to get into the library, he's going to take it.
Okay.
Okay. You going to the library or so the one in the keep, or are you going to the bookstore?
Keep library.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Marco, can you read?
What?
I know that Unst can't read, but I don't know if Vako can read.
Yeah, Vaka will be able to read.
Okay.
Matt,
Yes.
I had a question. Speaking of the bookstore, did old man McJenkins want his flower back?
I'm
I don't even know.
sorry, I don't know much about that.
Oh, okay,
No.
well,
Yeah, he gave that you as a gift.
okay, cool, good. I'm keeping it then. I never intended to give it back anyway.
Worst comes to
Okay,
worst,
so
we can
How
do it.
many people
Keldor and
are
Flick
on the party?
and anybody else who is accompanying them, are you bringing an NPC or anyone else, or is it just the two of you?
I think it's just the two of us.
Alrighty, yeah. You walk into the keep, the two guards are there. I swear I gave them names, but I just don't remember now.
I'm
think it
pretty
was
sure
Joe.
one of them's Jim.
No.
They're always
I think it
Jim.
was Joe.
Okay.
I think it was Joe,
Joe
and
and-
Frank.
There you
Yeah.
go. Perfect.
So yeah, they kind of give you a nod and go, morning.
Okay.
Nothing suspicious here.
You pop on in, you go to the library, you start looking around. What are you specifically looking for?
Any info on just the lake we're going to? Any historical documents, brochures, anything?
Any art books containing nudes or
He's doing his
Okay.
own thing.
You
gotta be
Um,
able to-
if
Here's
you're
the thing,
looking
though.
for
That would be gnomes.
separate things, could you individually roll me a search check then?
I'm actually gonna look for lock stuff too. I mean, if I see something like that, I'm not gonna not look at it.
12.
Okay, so Keldor with a search of 12, and Flick, what are you searching?
If I can get there, come on, roll 20. Okay.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Okay, so
Yay.
Keldor, you're kind of looking around and you're going,
I'm pretty
there's
sure
a
I
book
get
on,
distracted by like some fantasy book, like fiction. Just like I suddenly like look at the one that has like the name of the lock, and I look into it, and it's just a fiction book, and I just sit there and start reading.
I like to imagine that you actually get a children's book, and it's all about the fictitious lock monster.
Oh no, it's definitely
It's
a
like, it's got
chapter.
a really
real lock
costume
monster.
face, and it's wearing a little hat,
God.
and you go, genius! So, Keldor, you're happily reading your children's book.
How did I not know it was there before?
Flick, you, however, you start looking through and you find, town charter and here is the entire history of Loch Rannoch. And you know what? Screw it. For good measure, you even find some old, like, the equivalent of advertisements, I guess. Basically like in this thing, there's like copies of posters and things which would encourage people to go there. And on all of these things, I've got pictures of gnomes, like, arguably conventionally attractive gnomes, like in like the equivalent of swimwear, I guess,
So a brochure.
posing around the loch and diving in, and they're very attractive gnome females. And it's like, come to the loch, meet the locals.
You get all the girls.
It's not weird if Flick looks at them.
But yeah, definitely. As you keep flicking through, you most definitely notice that in all the promotional material and anything mentioning about it, like as the years go on and it approaches more like when it is now, the promotional material is a little bit more desperate. There's like product placements on it, and some of the buildings in the backgrounds of the photos, they just don't look as good as they used to. Like, so from what you can discern, this loch, the town around it, is essentially going to shit.
Perfect.
But they always make sure to try and get one attractive. Well, that happened as well. There's less and less gnomes in the pictures, so it may have started with 20 gnomes running around and having fun in pictures, but by the end it's like one. Just looking
One lonely
straight at the
gnome.
artist with a look of, please come and visit, we're dying.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
That's
Keldar,
no, literally, we're actually.
I think we should get there quickly.
Why do you say that?
Look at this dude. He looks like he's gonna kill himself if we don't show up soon. Like,
No.
How old is this? I haven't
There.
enticed them.
like we might already be too late. Like they had to print this book, and it's sat here for a while, and
Oh,
Does it make you
yeah.
feel sad about all that money you've decided to get rid of?
No.
still got thousands more to blow. Might be a good place to spend some of it.
We could be kings.
Freaking reasoning on that. Okay.
It's like going to Tahiti and living for, $100 to the dollar kind of thing.
Oh god.
Yeah. So that's what you learn. And Keldor, you definitely learned that
You shouldn't try and eat books.
no,
Hey.
Ranky, that's the name of the pretend monster. You learned that Ranky had a hard time making friends when he was little. But he learned if he's himself, then people will learn to love him if he learns to love himself.
I am laughing my head off at that idea.
Sure, your hyena laugh.
Oh yeah, full blown hyena laugh at that idea.
I can hear it. I can hear it from across town. What the hell?
And I put the book back and I'm like, that was stupid. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so we have resolved Team Awkward and Team Reading. What is our final team?
That was.
I think that's all we needed to do, right?
Yeah, I
Preps,
think that's
prepping.
it. So in that case, Kid
Team
and
Margarita.
Varco, what are you guys getting on with? Varco, you just flying around pretending to be a dragon
No,
somewhere?
I'm just gonna try to stay out of trouble now.
Does Vaco want to come help us with the items?
Sure. Yeah. I'll
All right.
Oh
We'll
dear.
introduce a new person into the Slithery dungeon.
All right, Cody, because I loved the scene you created last time, please create the magical scene.
Gladly. Okay, so going outside of Gentry's little alchemical area, his home, which at this point has at least one broken window in it, you notice that outside, Gentry has made a very small tent with a fire, and it is very clear that he did not sleep in this building last night. As he looks at everybody and at the little patch over his window, you can be very sure that whatever it was, like this is from, I would say it's from Vaco's perspective, Kid already knows what's happened. Whatever it was in here has not left. It's there. And everybody is apprehensive about going in. So, Kid, knowing what he has to do, braces himself, regretting the fact that his chain is still getting worked on, and he picks up a rock.
Oh jeez.
Very quickly going inside, he shuts the door behind himself. And anybody on the outside is listening as there's the sound of breaking glass through any window that's still remaining. There's a couple flashes of light as various things are pushed off the shelf and start reacting with the air. And then it goes quiet for a little bit. And then Kid immediately is just thrown through the door, holding on to what appears to be a sack that he has crammed this thing into, that is lurching back and forth, that he's barely able to hold on to it.
Oh.
And that's as far as I can imagine that scene. I'm allowing you to do whatever you want with it.
One thing I want to add in, Game 3, just for flavor, like, you know, statistics-wise, it's just a club, but his melee weapon is a wooden spoon that he uses to mix potions. So I like to imagine he's just like hitting this bag with his wooden spoon.
Occasionally hitting Kid in the process.
Yeah.
Making jello.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Wonderful scene.
Baco, this is what we've been dealing with for the last couple of days. So, my job has mostly been to hold it down while Gen 3 does stuff. If I don't know what you want to
Oh.
do,
My.
but just use your imagination. I'm sure it'll be good.
Wow.
That whole
I didn't know we were
phrase.
that
Just,
kind of game.
we've been that way since the game. I think day one, actually.
Some of us have.
Ever since the hot tub stage has been downhill from there.
Okay. Well, I think following that scene, that gives us a perfect point to take a break and essentially the wrap up for this next day. So, quick 5-minute break, guys.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, and we will be right back. Archer, click the button, do the thing. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the party. You might have noticed in the delightful slideshow that plays when we take our break, there's been some new additions of things. I mean, obviously, there's all the delightful artwork of Archers, which you can go and find on his DeviantArt page, which you will have seen. It's ArcherBI at DeviantArt, or .deviantart. I don't know how these things work. There's also the artist who did the portrait of Kid, and that is Thomas-Safe Zone, or at Tumblr? Yeah, Tumblr.
It's
That's
a
what it
Tumblr,
is.
yes.
And the other thing you would have seen some fantastic Perler art by a member of our community here. Welcome to Party, which Archer is showing off there. Shanna Logic, yep, you can find
It's
her on
my
Twitter,
favorite
Shanna
thing
Logic,
ever.
and she has
The
an
thing is
Etsy shop.
insane.
It's
Beautiful, isn't it?
Like,
good stuff.
You could actually kill a kobold with that.
Yeah, the thing is, I just showed her a picture and she like straight up designed it from the picture and made this thing. It is wonderful, and I totally get it back up there. So try.
My daughter would be jealous of her perler skills.
And I got potions. I love them.
They are fantastic, and you should go check out her Etsy shop. It's great. While we're on the topic of capitalism and making money and things I'm not comfortable with, apparently, money-making capitalism. Yeah, don't like it.
As you try and make money.
Oh God, yeah. But I'm really awkward about it, so it's not hypocritical. Donate to me on Patreon. Yes, great things you can do here at Welcome to Party. Obviously, subscribing grants you benefits, including various emotes, and to give a free natural 20 or crit or whatever, depending on the game system, to a player or dungeon master of your choice. For each game on the channel, you can also make individual donations of either 500 bits for small changes, such as a critical hit or an automatic success on something. This varies DM to DM, so be sure to ask in the chat beforehand. We're all super relaxed here, so yeah, they'll probably go, "Hey, that's cool," or they'll go, "Ooh, that's a bit much. Maybe if it was this." Or 1,000 bits for a larger change, i.e., maximum damage, or recover hit points instantly, or additional edge in Shadowrun, or me, I'm totally free and up for playing around with stuff. So +1 to stats. Say what the next thing that the party come across is. You want them to fight a dragon? Sure, we'll make a dragon appear out of nowhere.
It's Sputnik.
Sputnik magically grows and becomes evil. Rawr!
No, Sputnik, no!
Not again.
Yeah. Other than that, oh
There was
no,
a
that's
convenient
everything.
wizard
So,
to burn down Dundee, and that was just Sputnik the whole time.
Before
What a twist.
I jump back on into the game, I realized I totally didn't tell you the name of the Twitter channel. Is it a channel? Profile? Thing?
Feed.
The Twitter thing is at Welcome Party RPG. They also have a YouTube channel as well to catch up on all of this wonderful stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you're already at the right place, so go you. Thanks a lot, Kevin, by the way. Good job.
Kevin.
Yeah, you thought he wasn't going to show up. He's
Good to see
always
you again, buddy.
here.
He's our best fan, whether he wants to be or not.
So if you are on YouTube, but you're not following us on Twitch, follow us on Twitch at Welcome Party RPG. Discord as well. You want to chat to people? Want to tippity tap out the stuff to talks and
It's a great
stuff?
place. Just do it.
It's a cool place
Just do
filled with cool people and me. So take that as you will. Or you can just block me if that puts you off. Don't let me put you off. Show up anyway. I won't bother you. I swear. Restraining orders, like They don't count on the internet, so it's okay.
I think that's my line. I'm always bothering you constantly, Matt.
So, back to putting on silly voices and talking about fighting dragons. Is there anything else, anybody would like to do by the end of this day? Because, we're doing bits and pieces. If not, you can have a good rest, sleep up. Primrose and Eliza can get back at it, as now apparently is what they do every night.
I don't know what he's talking about with silly voices.
I know what you mean.
Because you guys have pretty much covered all your bases on stuff you want to get done. So, obviously, we can sit here and just roleplay out like every single day, or we can speed through it if there's specific things, or if you guys want to have specific conversations with specific people about specific things.
It was awkward enough last time. Let's not do that again. Ugh.
Let's fade to black and then come up with like a subtle door closing sound in the background where we just hear the day of the heist.
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, in that case, so yes, day of the heist. We'll cut to your final day in town. Everybody's stuff is ready, so you've got your special rope. I'll allow people to describe their special items in a moment. Keldor, you've got your special new arrow heads, javelin heads, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And,
They are war darts, which are long-range javelins that have fletching on them. They fly a bit better.
And Zindrix has got her, I think it was armor. It was either armor or shield she was going for, and then some barding for Sif. Well, Blake isn't here, so he doesn't need to know what that does. He'll find out next time. So, Archer, do you want to tell us about these special new
Fancy dogs.
weapons you've been given?
So, these guys are similar to javelins, a little bit longer range, and these ones do damage over... Well, the more I hit someone with them, the more it hurts. They slowly get heated up and burn from the inside the more often I hit them.
Oh, so it's like a Halo Needler. Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah. Basically, since these are made from the scales of the ram arrays, we thought it'd be kind of interesting to have them essentially be casting the spell Heat Metal. So you hit them, they don't do anything the first round, second round's a bit warm, third round damage, fourth round damage, and then peters out. So it's gonna be fun.
Boom. Fancy stuff.
And Kid, do you want to explain your amazing magical rope?
I will. After we have effectively subdued this thing after the course of several days, we have gotten this rope, which still smells a little rank, but explaining it to everybody, it is a rope that is capable of growing much longer. Inspired in part by Flick and his constant desire to have more rope. The troll gut rope, as it is affectionately called, has, like, it starts out as 50 feet and it has a very large knot on the end. It's a very complex knot. Once per day, the rope can be commanded to go up to 350 feet in length. Any length beyond the original 50 decays into nothingness after 7 hours and smells awful. If the large knot is ever untied or cut open, the rope's magic is destroyed.
Nobody roll a 1, please.
Well, basically, so long as no one actively attempts to untie it, it should be fine. But the cool thing about this is that any length that we do grow on this rope, we can effectively cut off and use for 7 hours as a normal piece of rope.
So,
Cool.
essentially, you have a tentacle hentai monster.
That's completely under our control, which is different from most tentacle hentai monsters.
Oh, man.
Primrose, you and Eliza are forbidden from getting too close to this, because we do not want that kind of fan art. I mean,
No.
Wow.
okay,
I
you know
mean,
what?
we
Maybe we do.
but
Yeah, we have to pretend we don't. We have to pretend, guys, we're totally not into that. But hey, if you want to sexualize our made-up creations and draw them in compromising positions, it will only make me a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. So, there you go.
Speaking of that, Kid is going to present the troll gut rope to Flick, as he has already stated Flick is the one who inspired it. And so it is up to him to decide what he wants to do. And it is a braided rope with a slightly pungent odor. It feels rubbery and bears a large complex knot at one end.
How much does it weigh?
It weighs a grand total of 7 pounds.
Oh wow.
So slightly less than a hemp rope.
Yeah, well. I mean, I like smell it. It's like,
I wouldn't advise that.
yeah, that's what I mean. I kind of don't want to smell like this all the time.
I mean, how often do you bathe?
I carry a rope, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but you could carry a better rope.
Well, yeah, but I could carry a better rope and smell like dying ass all the time.
Okay, so tell me if dying ass is worth this, and Kid is going to extend the rope. The rope begins to coil in a... I don't know if this is an instantaneous process. It never really says. Basically, he holds it up in the air, and it starts to coil up into a pile around his feet, getting increasingly longer. And until it achieves its full 350 feet in length, Kid is just going to be staring you in the eyes the entire time it is going down.
Straight into the
Sorry,
sea.
I had to physically bite my tongue to stop myself. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. So, Kid, you firmly grasp this writhing, slithering utensil, and you like slowly massage it to encourage it to grow.
I would say it's probably better if he squeezes it, kind of like what you'd expect from like a pastry tube.
Do
And like
you
all the
squeeze it,
rope
man?
that comes out
Just to
is-
encourage it, do you give it a little wiggle? Like you squeeze it, but you squeeze it
have you-
turgidly, and
Matt,
you
have
give
you
it a little
ever-
wiggle as it begins to erect and extend.
Matt, I'm going to answer this in the best way possible. Have you ever decorated a cake before? Because that is the entire process.
Is that a euphemism?
He's going to have to, like, he tries with one hand but doesn't come out fast enough, so he squeezes it with two hands and doesn't want to come out fast enough, so he's sitting there trying to roll it back and forth. He's doing everything he can without breaking eye contact with Flick at all.
Wow.
As this coils up around his feet.
And I sincerely hope you're doing this at the breakfast table, yes?
Yes.
So as it coils up, does it smell worse and worse because there's more of it?
No, it still smells about the same. There just is more of it. And so the smell will compound upon itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
1,000 sort of smelly people smell a lot worse than one sort of smelly dude.
Can Primrose just slowly push Eliza behind them? Like, no, away, foul beast.
Yeah, I'm still not sure, buddy.
Well,
I mean, it's
Kid
great. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. It's awesome. It's just.
We're all gonna die.
I
Are
honestly
you
think
gagging a little bit there, Flick?
Just a bit, yeah. And Flick reaches into his bag and he pulls out like a little tiny glass jar of what looks like a Tiger Balm equivalent, and he smears a line of it underneath his nose on his upper lip. And he's
And
like,
Flick, you don't
that's better.
you don't even know the best part of it yet, and Kid just quickly measures out about 50 feet of it. And not having any sort of sword or anything on him, he reaches over and grabs a butter knife from the table and begins to saw away at the end of it.
What's the best part? It doesn't feel pain. Free sushi? What are you getting at?
Partially, but actually I have no idea if it's edible or not, I suppose. But
Oh my god.
going down,
No,
like see, and
thank
as
you.
it falls to the floor with a bit of a wet thump after he effectively saws off part of it,
Ugh.
this right here is good for 7 hours. You can cut it up any way you like. You can cut up into thin slices. You can cut it up into long slices. You could probably splice a regular rope onto it. Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna take it, so you'll stop showing me disgusting things. And I'm just gonna keep it in the cart, okay?
Okay.
Keldor's immediately
Okay.
like, no. Here's
The
what
other
we're gonna
cart.
do. And I'm like, 1 second. And I head out and I make another purchase and I buy a wax lined bag
Yeah, like a hunting bag.
and
Well-
stuff it into that.
The thing is, if you're going to do that, Gen3, who's he's kind of perched at the edge of a table, like he's so desperately trying to at least look like he's a part of the group at all times.
Oh,
And if you guys are complaining about the stench, he goes, I have this. It might help. And he opens up this small bag. He goes, it's pretty cool, actually. Watch. And he kind of looks at everyone's plates. Like, is everyone done with the plates?
Flick picks up his plate and like holds it to his chest, like no.
Oh,
I can't eat anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He kind of just he reaches over the table, grabs every plate, and pushes it into the bag. And the bag looks to not change, as if like nothing has just gone in it.
Oh,
Cool.
I want one of those.
He then reaches in and pulls all the plates and goes, yeah, it's not like anything special, like, but
Flick like runs over and pulls it out of his hands, is looking at it,
oh,
like, inspecting it.
okay, yeah, you
This is so cool. And he opens it up and he sticks his arm in the pouch.
yeah, and your full arm goes in.
And he's like waving it around with it like on his shoulder.
Like my arm is gone, it's gone.
You see Genfrey kind of look like he frowns a little bit. He's a little bit upset. It's like, well, yeah. Thought that would make me useful to you, but if you want it, yeah, fine, you can have it.
Well, it's your bag. I'm not taking it from you right in front of everybody. At least wait till you're asleep. But if you're gonna, did you make it for the rope?
Rope. I saw Keldor running around with like a barrel of coins. So I figured, this might be more useful.
Yeah, this would be a lot more helpful than the barrel. I mean, Kildor's got to work on his quads and everything, but he could just
Doesn't
carry
work on
Kid.
his quads.
And just looks down and like looks at the massive muscle because he doesn't really do anything but carry heavy stuff and is like, sure.
Flick like walks over to him and like reaches up and like knocks on his thigh like it's a door, and then shakes his head like nah. Really starting to slack, buddy.
And
used to
I
sound like
reach
metal.
down and like go as if I'm gonna pick him up, and then just I'm like, nope, probably not the best idea.
Oh, come on, I like you.
So, basically, you have a bag of holding type 2 at your disposal.
bag of holding. Yeah.
So, yeah, you have access to a pocket dimension, essentially. So,
Now here's
happy
the
to-
question: if the rope's in there, would it make everything else in there smell bad too?
Yes.
As far as my understanding of bags of holding go, it's not like you just dump everything in and, it's in a magical pocket dimension and they're all there on top of each other. It's like, it kind of does separate things out. It's why you can just reach into one and think of what you want and you can pull it out.
Yeah,
Good point.
I'm with that. And unless anybody else makes a play for it, Flick is totally just gonna act like he's already been assigned to be the person who carries the bag,
I
and he's just
mean,
gonna start transferring all his other stuff over to it.
Let's let Gunther carry it.
He stops like halfway through. He's like shoving stuff in. He's like,
Sweet. Good. Gen3? Well, good, but this has to come with us places. Gen3 is squishy.
Gunther's a cool guy who is a really stand-up gentleman.
Which is
Who
why I'd
is-
like him to stay alive.
which is why I think he should go out and be able to have the experiences like I've had.
Yeah.
Genry gets a big
And
goofy looking smile
Kid-
on his face and kind of looks
Kid-
down and kicks his shoe against one of the door.
Okay, Flick walks over to Kid, and Kid is sitting at the table still, or is he standing up?
Kid is sitting down after his display, feeling mildly upset that the rope did not go over as well as he hoped it would.
Okay. Flick's still totally impressed with the rope, for sure. Like
As
there
well
was
it should be.
Yeah, he was like, there was astonishment on his face when it did that, but there was astonishment mixed with disgust. So he walks over to Kid and he like jumps up on the bench next to him and he's like, yeah, experiences, huh? And he like reaches up to your neck and sort of like pulls your gorget down a little bit, and just to expose all the like scars that go up your neck and like onto your face and everything. And he like points to one of the bigger ones that goes like across your face or your eyes, and he's like, so where'd this one come from?
A young girl by the name of Rose. She got the drop on me one day after the other two tried to hold me from behind.
Oh, really? A young girl sliced you in the face.
Hmm.
What about this one?
He points to like the next biggest one.
That one was the one time they tried to let me go up against. I don't know what it was. It was like the kid's getting solemn the entire time you're making him do this, but he's not ever holding back on this. It was like a big cat that its face could pull back.
Oh, scary. So, random monster you were forced to fight. Genthry, do you get what I'm saying here? He talks a big show, and we love him, but not everyone is exactly cut out to do what he does, and he kind of thinks they are. So, sure, live up to your potential, but is this the potential you want to go through?
Well, if I could do it without the scars, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure he
No.
would have too. Do you think you're better than him? Do you think you have a better chance of avoiding the scars than this guy does? I'm not sure I do.
Well, like with everyone's help, and
We're going to help you. We're going to keep you alive. You're with us now. We're not going to just abandon you. There are no red shirts in this group.
he looks down at his red coat and goes, "Oh,
There's one green shirt, but we're going to protect you. We're going to keep you alive as much as we can. But as much as we can doesn't necessarily mean going out on the front line and not dying. Like, how much can I do?
don't worry, I'm really good at hiding."
Okay, buddy,
being
it's
out
your
the
call.
way.
It's your call. I'd just rather carry the bag now than take it off your corpse. That's all I'm saying.
You raise a valid point. Okay, let me just get some of my things out there. He kind of reaches in
Of course.
and he pulls out quite a sizable stack of coins. He goes, "Well, sure, you've ruined my surprise. I was gonna go and cover your tab for the week.
Well,
I was
thank
gonna
you.
go do it sneakily, and none of you would know. But I'll go do that now."
At least this way you get credit for it.
Well, a hero doesn't need credit.
True, but it's still fun to get it sometimes. And I turn around and I grab a random flask of somebody's ale and I hold it up and I go, Tiganthry!
Keldor just raises the glass as he's still scarfing down the rest of his food.
Again, Free's cheeks go bright red and he blushes and he goes, "Oh, I'll go take care of the tab. I'll meet you guys out by the wagons when you're ready to set off."
Think we're
Sounds
not setting
good.
off till tomorrow.
Yeah, so you might want to like sleep and stuff first, but
Oh,
we won't leave
okay.
without you, okay?
Okay.
Cut to tomorrow night.
Oh shit, we forgot Genthry!
Oh no, don't
What?
worry.
What is Ginthry's class and stuff?
Wizard.
Wizard.
He is a wizard.
Oh.
We have a potion maker in the party now.
Oh.
Potion
He's in the
maker,
back with
all kinds of
Eliza.
magical items. Like, that's Gen 3's deal. He makes magic items.
Hmm.
I'm going to assume Eliza and I will get to know Bentley very well in the back of the party.
If he ever comes out on the fights, yes, you will. if we can at all help it, he will be staying in the wagons.
Like, hi, this is how it works for battle. Get welcome to the party. It's mess up there. Just come back here and enter tea. For some lovely tea. Ask me too.
I just am imagining this scene with Keldor and Kid and Flick all in the front lines, like being lifted up by something, and then you just see cuts back, and there's just Primrose, Eliza, and now Githry just sipping tea.
Oh.
As like there's chaos.
Sorry,
Yes.
just remember the other thing. Genfrey pulls out of the bag of holding. He pulls out like a small cauldron. But he'd be sat there with a cauldron brewing tea, watching you all.
Perfect for tea. I think one battle we have to do that just for funsies.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so Genfrey is gonna go and take care of the tab. So boom, you don't need to spend any money on that. Because Genfrey is so desperate for you guys to like him.
Oh, we already
You
like
could
him.
abuse the ever-loving crap out of him.
That is
But he's our-
not a good
approval.
thing.
But he's our Kevin.
We have to take care of him.
Genfrey's Kevin.
Oh, jeez.
How'd you make
We
it into
love
the
Kevin.
game, Kevin?
That's impressive. Well done.
Enjoy some tea, Kevin. What kind do you like? Jasmine or Earl Grey?
Oh, come on. You gotta go with real black tea. Like PG
I-
Tips.
Uh,
Oh.
No, I make mine out of like special herbs and whatnot.
oh.
I was originally taught by some guy in the woods. He put mushrooms in his, but I didn't like that. It made me have funny dreams. I wasn't asleep.
Eliza, this is our new
I've got
friend.
some if you want them.
I think I'll pass on that.
I'm glad we have an even party now where we have 3 main people and 3 mad people. Proper line.
Alrighty, so that's your tab taken care of. Genfrey is now officially joining you. In all this celebration and happiness, Smiles, who's just kind of been hanging around in the background, not doing much, he kind of looks around. He does eventually stand up and goes, "I see now, fellas. I've been thinking. It's been awful kind of you to let me travel with you so far, and so on and so forth, and the like, and what have you. But I don't quite think I'm a great fit for you. You've already got Flick. You've got Black Pony over there. Meat Sprinkles looks up and goes, "Yeah." I think I've outlived my usefulness, so I think I might stay behind and try and become a decent member of society. Help out around town and all that kind of thing.
Sounds like an idea.
So as a parting gift for you, Flick. He reaches in to a pocket and he hands you a dagger. Says, "Figured since I won't be cutting no more purses and the like, figured you might be making use of that." And
Is that your only
I guess.
dagger?
Pardon?
Is that your only dagger?
It's my best one.
Ah.
It's
All
more
right,
a
well-
symbol. I'm effectively showing you that I'm retiring from thieving
All
and
right.
all that malarkey.
That's-
I was making a metaphorical statement there, Flick, and you just kind of pissed all over it.
No, I was gonna say if it's your only dagger, don't give it to me because you're living on the frontier now. You're probably gonna need to stab something eventually. You're tiny. Don't piss in the woods. You're gonna need a dagger.
Well, and the other thing is, as I said, it's symbolic, I guess, but it's actually also useful. So here you go. And he drops a pouch on the table with 210 gold coins in it.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
Think of it as a thank you for not leaving me alone to die in the middle of a road.
Thank you, accepted. All right, buddy. Well, I have good feelings for you here. I think this is gonna be good for you.
Oh, it definitely feels as if it's this place could benefit from having a little man with a big heart. And
I would love to see him working in the bookstore, like as a little man. So cute.
okay, so that's that done. You've lost one additional party member because you replaced him, and you got again 3. You all go
It's
on.
not like we need to maintain a constant 12 anyway.
Oh no, you're gonna lose people and gain people as you go. Just so far, you've not really had a reason to get rid of anybody else so far. Eventually, like either they'll die or they'll stop being useful. And we'll go, oh, I think I'm done, guys.
Don't
Okay.
die.
So, you guys,
Kill me yet.
and yeah, so you guys have your final evening in the tavern here. It's lovely. It's great. It's grand.
Oh, it's lovely, all right. Yep. So last night I got alone in a private place with Eliza. It's definitely lovely.
Are you acting as if they're not going to try and get it on in secret in sleeping bags?
No. I mean, more
Anyway,
difficult
you're going to a lovely resort.
now. Okay.
You know, people have honeymoons there.
Okay.
So, are there specific things people would like to do on their final night in town?
I would like to do something.
I very much know you would like to do something, Flick.
Keldor is very specifically has an idea that something's going on and doesn't want any part of it. So he is actually outside of the town at this point. Just exploring.
Okay. I'm gonna spend most of the night in the tavern, like usual.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's different is instead of drinking out of mugs, well, I take like 1 mug of ale, and I just kind of keep trading it off for different people's mugs of different like filled amounts, so it looks like I'm drinking. And I'm going to also make it look like I'm drinking out of my flask, but every time I take a drink out of my flask, I'm not actually drinking anything.
Yeah. Make me a sleight of hand check to see how good of a job you're doing at pretending to drink.
Okay. Probably gonna need my skills open for this next little bit. Sleight of hand. That is a 34.
Yeah. You are definitely looking like you're drinking a lot.
All right. So yeah, I'm just putting on airs like most of the other nights here, getting nice and plastered, trying to forget about the horrible things I've seen and all the family members I've lost. And then once the bar starts to like slow down, I'm gonna like wander up to my room in a fake drunken state.
Mm-hmm.
Don't break up.
Huh?
I said, don't break into ours again, please.
No. Fake drunken state.
Good.
And sorry, was Kid in the bar with me then?
Kid's in the general tavern area,
Okay.
so you can likely track him down.
Yeah, before I go upstairs, I'm gonna go talk to him for a minute and kind of slosh my way over to him, and then kind of sit down next to him, and I'm gonna like sort of slot myself into the seat all loose and goosey like you are when you're drunk, and then as I sit down, I like put my arm on the table and I lean my head so that no one can see so that like I'm looking in Kid's direction, but no one else can really see my face. And then when I look at him, I'm like clear-eyed and paying attention. And I'm like, so here is the deal. You could help me with this tonight, but
I think the biggest way you're going to be able to help me is by waiting out somewhere and being a distraction if I need a distraction. The only problem
Okay.
with that is if you're just hanging out somewhere and then this place gets robbed and you're hanging out nearby, you're going to be suspect number one.
Hmm.
So,
You haven't lost me.
okay. So I think either you need to be able to stay hidden while you're waiting for a sign to cause a distraction and hopefully not be seen over, in that area of town at all, just like I'm trying to not be seen. And otherwise, I think you're more of a liability here than you are an asset, buddy. And I say that with it's logic. It's the reality. It's nothing against you.
Okay. I do have a couple things that could potentially help, so I can give
Okay.
you the lowdown on those in case you wish to change your mind.
Yep, I'm all ears.
All right. First of all, I've got a couple things prepared today. I've had them ready to go just in case stuff like this would go down. First of all, I've got this little thing called ghost sound. I can make a lot of different little sounds appear, and nothing causes them. They are just around and very distracting. Even if they don't believe in them, those sounds are still there. Second thing I got is I can take anything that weighs about 5 pounds or less and move it, no matter where I am. I've got something that communicates a secret message from both myself to you that you can respond to over a fairly long distance. And lastly, I can open and close doors without touching it. In addition, I also have the ability to make an entire disc of force that can carry about 300 pounds on it, as well as lock a door behind me, as well as bust them open. In case things start to get hairy, I do have the ability to always hit with my next hit. I've also got the null railgun.
Well, things we got to consider. We're about to leave town.
Yes.
You are one of very few magic users in this town who don't live here permanently.
Correct.
If magic is used and noticed, it's going to lay blame again. It's going to point you out, right? You and Baco.
Possibly.
Most
It
likely.
depends on what it is. They, my guess is if they were to check the spell books of everybody, I would probably show up. Since my spell book does have all the spells that would be used for this sort of thing.
Check your spell books. Wow, I didn't even think about them doing that. The more I talk about this, the more it sounds like a bad idea in general.
Well, okay. If you're looking for a performance, I can do it.
Well, just something which might be playing around in Flick's mind. Smiles is saying he's going to stay in town. You were never particularly fond of Smiles. How open to framing him would you be?
And
That is an option.
And even if I don't, he's probably going to get flamed regardless.
That is something to I'm assuming Flick would have at least thought about this.
Yeah. Now that Smiles is saying he's going to stay here. I had thought about Smiles taking the blame beforehand. I obviously didn't know he was going to stay here. How much of a piece of shit has Smiles been to me in the past?
Well, from what's actually happened in games, you saw him stealing from a bunch of people, like people who needed the money, and he was scamming them. Like he was. The thing is, Smiles isn't so much like a breaking and entering kind of thief. He's more, I'm going to con you out of your money.
As he already tried to do to the refugees.
Yeah. So, depending on how well you will have known Smiles in the past, and how naive you were when you met him, chances are he probably conned you out of a decent amount of money early on into you two knowing one another.
That's probably exactly how we met, because Flick was a young, dumb stole something expensive and then finds out later that it was worth 500 gold, not 10 gold.
Yeah, and he's very good at like getting more than his fair share out of a cut. And he's probably done that every single time because he's a quick talker. So depending on how much resentment Flick is harboring, I mean, you know Smiles well enough. You know he's a good talker. He'd probably be very easy to like talk his way out of being accused. But yeah, if they suspect somebody else, then they won't suspect you.
True. Is Smiles still here?
Smiles is around. He's kind of like just he's having a few drinks with Bardic and Unst and people he's just saying like goodbye to.
I don't want to talk to him or anything. I just want to look at what he's wearing on his feet. Are they distinctive shoes, or are they just sort of cloth, something that could be easily mistaken for anything?
But nothing like super special. But they're the proper, well-made leather shoes. Smiles likes things of a certain quality.
Okay. Then
Easily replicated, but not
yeah,
simple and basic.
I gotcha. Okay. Just for the sake of fun, I say we do it.
All right, buddy. This, a lot of my better senses are telling me that this is a bad idea and a bad place to do this, but I think we're going to try it anyway.
Okay.
And you know what? This is exactly one of those situations where we need to ask for higher guidance.
And Flick reaches up and grabs the pouch from around his neck, and he pulls out his dice, and he rolls, or he goes over the tabletop like he's going to roll them, and he says,
let's listen to fate, shall we? So
Kid rolls his eyes.
low, we're going to stay here. We're going to have some drinks. High, we're going to go.
and I'm going to actually roll it on roll 20 instead of my own dice. And oh, high by 1.
Oh.
Well, she's not quite sure, but that was high.
Do it.
That's what I
do
said.
it.
Okay, let's do it. I got it. I got an itch to scratch. So I'm gonna go up to bed, and then I'll meet you outside. Say, well, let's just meet off in the shadows in the alley behind the tavern here. Okay.
Sounds good. And
Okay.
Kid's going to go through his process, although if you were to follow his path, he is heading in the most direct way towards the room that he knows Primrose and Eliza occupy.
So he's basically following me upstairs.
Kind of, yeah. Getting prepared.
Okay.
He is going to knock on Primrose and Eliza's door. Not the spell knock, just regular knock.
Just boom.
Primrose, do you answer the door or do you just shout something?
Sorry, mouth's full.
Excuse me. Rude. It's not always full.
Yeah, come on, they take it in turns.
Eh,
Stop breaking it.
I'm shutting up.
Reach. Okay.
I'm resisting the most obvious
Yeah.
one so badly.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm gonna
That's
say,
one thing.
does Primrose just shout, "I'm coming"? As in to answer the door,
God,
and not the other one?
there is no God.
Why
Not like
am
this.
I in this group of freaking men? God damn it.
Oh.
No. Does not.
Gotta be careful which buckets you.
Okay, you know what? There's going to be a scramble like, fuck, what?
Hey, Primrose, you want to make some money?
Why?
No. It's like, and kid's slowly getting his way into the room. No, it's like this. Tell you what, Primrose.
Wait,
You're an
you're
amazing.
coming into the room?
Yes, kid's walking into the
God
room.
fucking damn it!
Rebecca, would you like to describe
Wasn't
the
the door
scene
locked?
in the room?
I thought it was locked. I guess not. Maybe I broke the door hinge too much.
Oh, is the
Why
door
would their
locked?
door not be locked?
Okay,
I thought it was.
I don't
I
know.
know.
Is the
I'm
door
talking
locked?
to kid.
Is the door locked?
Yes, she said it was. She said they had
Okay.
locked it.
Oh God.
Are you trying to break into my room?
Now he's successfully breaking into your room
Oh God! You know what?
and wasting spells that I need him to use later.
Hey, I only used one. I have 2 of them prepared.
Okay, so, kid, the door just swings open. Primrose, could you please describe what he sees in the room?
I will not.
Sheets flying up, covering things quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean like in
Mom!
serious details. I mean like, where are you and Eliza? Like,
We think we are in the bathtub.
Oh, in the bathtub. Okay.
No, we're in the we're in a comfy hay-filled bed. Is that what you called them earlier?
yeah, I think so.
Comfort.
Yeah, Liza's like gone, not even there anymore.
Just like disappeared underneath the covers, like freaking out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see like, you're fairly certain you can see red cheeks from underneath a cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Primrose is still mostly dressed.
Okay.
So everything's covered. Primrose is going to get up from the bed and just glare at you with all of their hate.
Oh, I didn't realize you were going to bed already. Still though, I wanted to actually ask this.
How tall is kid?
Kid is 5'3".
He's short.
Primrose is 6'5". I'm enjoying this. It's like I'm going to choke you so bad. What the fuck do you want?
Kid goes on with no real problem. So I've seen before, back in Dundee, before it became a pile of ash, that a lot of people who played instruments, our friend the Bardic Knock included, like to do so in front of people so that they could get money. I was wondering if you perhaps wanted to do something like that. I have been wanting to learn how to perform myself, and I felt it would be better if I had music accompanying me. And obviously my first thought was of you.
What time of night is it, Matt?
Matt,
Yeah.
What time of night is it?
I'd say it's maybe like 11 o'clock. That sounds like perfect time to get ready for heists.
So, okay. Primrose starts to develop this growl in their voice. Not something you've heard before. It's nearly midnight.
I know, that's like the best time. Like, okay, picture this. And kid's going to, you hear like the I have an idea voice come into his way of speaking.
Primrose is going to firmly grasp your shoulder, almost neck.
just like,
Can I make a strength check, please?
go for it.
Of
See what I
course
can
you
do. Okay. Let's see. How does one? Okay. Please work. Please work. Damn it!
8.
I'm flustered and embarrassed. Still trying to do harm.
Instead.
Ugh.
Trying to push kid out of the room.
You broke into my room. In our room?
Well, the door was locked, and I needed to speak with you urgently. Let's put
Is
it like
anyone
this,
else
Primrose.
outside of the hallway? Who's in the hallway?
No one.
Okay, well.
Primrose, and he says this, reaching up to your shoulder, attempting, like on the same shoulder that you were attempting to choke him with. And he's going to say,
Primrose is
missing out
going
on
to
a-
try and smack you away.
you might be missing out on a glorious opportunity here. This is the chance where your name could be remembered as the greatest flautist the world has ever known. Flutist? I'm not sure. But in this town itself, I have looked around, and there is not a drop of culture to be found. And so, I think you could live on. You could have stories told about Primrose, the beautiful, extravagant half-orc who came in and just the wind that flew from her stick was the best thing the world has ever known.
The more words come pouring out of your mouth, the more growling you hear from Primrose's throat. They are not happy with you
And I'm
in
not
any
going
sense.
and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is like a case where if we do end up earning any money with this, it will be much more than you've ever seen in the past.
Can Primrose just take a quick glance towards Eliza? What is Eliza doing?
Oh, Eliza's here too? That's great!
Eliza is wishing she was dead.
Okay.
Or that kid was dead.
Probably the latter.
Primrose is like so fucking tempted to toss kid out the room like a sack of potatoes. Like really hard.
Roll to see if you do.
What is that? A will check or what check?
It said be
that'd
contested
be
strength or
strength.
something, wouldn't it?
It would
Grab
be
them
will
and throw 'em
check
out.
to see if you want to. It would be strength check.
I
to see
want
if you
to.
Do.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
you
I
want
want
to.
to.
No will check.
Yeah,
I
that
want
would
to
be
so
straight.
bad.
Strength check.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, Primrose, if you're gonna like grab and try and throw him, roll me a strength, please.
Please.
15.
That's pretty good.
God damn it!
As you try to grab Kid, he like braces himself and puts his hands on the inside of a door frame and goes, nope.
Not moving.
Kid attempts to go back, and what he does is he walks up to Eliza and says, Eliza,
Eliza is sat under, like she's pulled the covers up over her head, and she's going, I'm not here.
of course you are, he says, sitting down.
If you
Go
try
away.
to pull those blankets off, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Oh, I don't feel
I'm
like
gonna
doing
do
that.
Good.
But I would like to ask, Eliza,
No.
You hear from the next room, she's not decent, you asshole.
Eliza, you are a holy woman, aren't you?
Can I try and throw him
If I
again?
say yes, will you please
Please.
go away?
Yes.
Oh.
Tell me, how often do you get the chance to truly show your devotion?
It's just about to.
Not as often as I would like to be. You know what? I get the chance to do that a lot more than I get to do what I was currently doing. So please leave.
Okay. I can understand the hint, but tell you what, Primrose, if you get the opportunity to change your mind,
Can I try
What do
one
you
more
need?
time? Please. Try again. Please. Can I try
Strength check.
him
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, you can try one more time.
Oh, please, please, please. God damn it! No!
Kid allows it this time.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
I,
Lots of money, he says, getting pushed out of the door.
I'm getting enough as it is. Go the fuck away.
Seems like at 11 you'd be sleeping.
Seems like 11 you'd
well.
be asleep too, you dick. God.
No, this is the nightlife. Griggle! He says, going down into the bar. Griggle, we've got a job to do.
The black pony rises! He actually shouts that as he leaps up from his seat and runs over to you.
Okay. Let's go to work, and we're going to go to the contested spot.
I'm so mad right now. Oh.
Flick, you'll
It's
notice
okay.
that.
If it's any consolation, Rebecca, the awkwardness caused by that, it obviously encourages Eliza to, it puts you in like a mood where you can laugh about it, where you can, have a, ha 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 ha, that was so weird, and you can have a delightfully, emotionally fulfilling conversation before you fulfill each other in other manners.
We're tired now. That's just too much work.
There is consolation, like knowing Kid. He doesn't know what the fuck y'all were doing.
See, I would think,
Primrose.
because of the interruption, whilst embarrassed, it would probably frustrate Eliza, because I don't know how far into whatever it is you were doing. I'm assuming you weren't finished.
What he's saying is the
And-
DC on your orgasm check just went up.
Are you asking me to roll for something?
No.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to hint at what your scene could potentially be, and then you have to go and imagine it yourself. Which
I mean, I can. It's amazing. Yeah, huh?
But yeah, because of the interruption, which as I was saying, I'm assuming you weren't done,
No.
and
No, I'm not.
therefore, just speaking from personal experience in such manners, when you get forcibly stopped, it makes your desire to definitely finish a little bit higher. So,
Does it for Eliza?
I think so. I think she was raring to go, and now she's even more. If anything, it might make her like a little bit more assertive.
Is Eliza... fucking words. Is Eliza excited by growling half-orcs? Is that what I was fucking doing? It's
I'd
like...
be excited by voyeurism.
Well,
The idea of being watched.
not so much for voyeurism. One, she's very much impressed by how you handled it, but as well, she's kind of frustrated by having to stop partway through. And I think, as I'm saying, from my own personal opinions and experiences, if you ever are made to stop, it kind of makes you want to go harder because you're trying to make up for lost time. So, from what I have been making total assumptions about the nature of Primrose and Eliza's relationship, I mean, if I'm totally honest, I do my best to not think about it, because there's just all the bits I'm not interested in.
Turns out they're really competitive chess players.
But I am assuming if there was a usual dynamic, because Eliza's a rather submissive human being, she's quite quiet and reserved and whatnot, I think she would do a total flip on that, and she would become assertive.
Oh god, baby. Okay, well, just changed my mind. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's I'm gonna yell at you later, kid.
And okay, so you know what? Screw it. Just why the hell not? For my own amusement, because I want to make everyone else like die a little bit on the inside, and maybe on the outside. Eliza's topping tonight, so enjoy that.
Yes.
Moving on.
I'm gonna go quiet now. Fuck it.
Kid, you have assembled the black pony.
Yes, the black pony is with me, and we are going to meet Flick.
Alrighty, yep. You head out. You meet up with Flick. Flick, Kid arrives with Griggle. Griggle, whom he's assuming, like he's taking hints from Kid. He's purposely like tiptoeing and being really sneaky.
Oh, he doesn't need to do that. I didn't tell him at all of what we're doing.
Oh, okay. Then he's not. He's walking really proudly. He's so happy to be a part of things.
Okay.
He's gonna stroll out back, and he's then gonna look at Flick, and then look up at you, Kid, and go, "What are we doing?"
Okay. So, we need to put on a performance. Kid says, winking at Flick. What we need to do is we need to take all of these people, he says, motioning to what I expect is an empty street.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that if anything is going on, that it immediately draws the eye of anybody doing it. So tell you what, one of the things that I did all the time, back when I made my debut, is I had to demonstrate my skills in public. So one of the ways we did this is really go hard with how our weapons work. So follow me, I say, looking at Griggle and once again winking at Flick. I'll get you started, and then you go from there, and you keep going until we tell you to stop. Okay? This is your first test.
He nods and like plods along, following you.
Okay. Kid gets what I expect to have completed the magical, amazing chain, spike chain.
Oh yes, I forgot you'd even got that ordered. Yes, your new and improved spike chain. It still has the horse's head on it.
Okay. Kid is going to begin swinging it around himself in what looks like a form. Kid is also talking as he does this. Okay, all you got to do is just freestyle a little bit, and if you're good, you might be able to draw a crowd just by having them watch at how amazing you are.
Remember, try not to kill the crowd.
So long as you do exactly the opposite of what I just did.
Okay, so with a score of -1,
Oh God.
roll damage against yourself.
I will. Oh my god. Let's see. Spike chains do 2d4, and that's going to have +1 on top of it since it is now a magical weapon. That's 5 damage.
Yeah, so you pull it out and you swing, and you can choose where you hit yourself.
I'm going to rake my leg as I do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you don't do it. Although honestly, if you hurt yourself, it makes you look tougher.
Okay.
That's all.
Trying to understand what you're imparting onto him, knowledge-wise. Gru goes, I understand. He draws out his short sword, and he looks around, sees that there's like basically no one. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Pony!" and stabs himself in the leg.
There you go. There you go. Just keep doing that until we tell you to stop, Kid says as he just runs into the alley.
And I run after him.
And Griggle starts like moving around, like just walking in a circle, stabbing himself in the leg over and over.
Seriously, you can stop! As I'm running away.
And with that, if you shout that as you're running away, Griggle then draws it out, holds his sword above his head, and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have been the Black Pony! I need to lie down."
And just bleeds out in the street.
All right, so that didn't buy me as much time as I hoped it would.
He stopped before like getting himself dangerously close to death. Like he only stabbed himself like 2 or 3 times. Like, nope, I'm gonna stop now.
Okay.
So that was your big plan? That was the...
It was pieces of the plan. It was supposed to be the bard and maybe, I don't know, maybe some like awesome cleric powers or something, but it didn't work out. Okay.
Stop. All right. You're really not raising my confidence in bringing you with me here.
I'm sorry. Trust me. From this point on, I will be the best person I could be. Hey, you have that stuff that you drink because you're a little upset. Can I have some?
I hand him my flask.
Okay, kid drinks a little bit of it. He's like, okay, that tastes awful. Here you go.
Yeah, it does. That usually means it works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me what I got to do.
Okay.
I assume you've cased the joint.
I have definitely cased the joint. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. On the map, excuse me, the Scarfell Keep, the large black line is an outer wall surrounding it, correct?
No. Oh wait. Let me just ping this thing.
Yes.
Yes, that's a wall. So, like, because it's like built up on a hill.
Right. Okay. And the backyards of all the places to the right of that are sort of going up the hill.
Yeah.
And the dotted lines are fences, are they?
Like a dry stone wall.
Okay. So low enough for me to get over fairly easily and fairly quietly. Or are they high?
Quietly is a
Yeah.
bit amiss. Once again, don't know if these are a thing in America and Canada. Dry stone wall, like the concept of them is that they are not made with cement. They are literally just stacks
just
of stones.
piled
Like they are.
stones. Okay.
Yeah, we
So
have
it'd
those.
be like, yeah, we probably do. I don't have many around here. Okay, so it'd be like walking on like a stone beach kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or
I mean
like a
they're
beach with a bunch of
fairly
rocks.
sturdy. It's just
Every once in a while, one's going to move and crack.
well, that's the thing. They're designed in such a manner that they collapse. Like, that's the point of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Now I get what you're saying. And is the wall around the keep patrolled? Is it like a walk-onable wall or is it just a separation wall?
It's not patrolled. No, they pretty much only ever like the two guards at the front entrance. Yeah,
Okay.
Joe and Frank. They sometimes alternate with John and Ben.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring Kid down about here.
Okay.
And
Ping again, please.
right
didn't see it.
around here on
Oh,
the
yep.
right-hand side, yeah, behind those houses. And I want to set him up between the wall, the curtain wall for the keep, and the back fences for these places.
Okay.
Matt, please
And
move me because I have no idea where the ping was.
anyway, when yeah, from that position, like from the inner houses on the inner side of the street next to the keep there, like up here a little more, so that there's no alleys between these houses or anything, right?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay. So if you're further up, then you can, without having to run between the houses, you can run up to the street here and down into the street if we need to.
Yeah.
Because we probably want the distraction like in the street in front of the place, roughly.
That right there?
Yeah, you can be, yeah, anywhere there or down behind those houses more is good. Anywhere where you're going to be out of sight of the road. I just don't want people to like be walking by and see you hiding a foot and a half away from the road.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So one of these alleys then. I don't know exactly where we are.
Like if you go, can you see that ping?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so if you go like back there a little bit, then you'll be behind the fences because there aren't actual alleys between these houses. That's what I was
Got
just
it.
asking Matt.
Okay.
And then if you want, you can like run up here and then over like where Griggles is and cause a ruckus up there somewhere. And that'll
Okay.
get the attention of anybody potentially in that house.
Okay.
So
Alright,
as I
let's
get you
do
down
this.
there, and be like, okay, so there's a couple of different ways. You said you can send me a message.
I can.
So I don't know if he's home. I assume he is. But this is that Corporal Thaka. You remember we saw him a couple times? I don't know if you actually saw him this week. We passed him a bunch of times. Okay. So if you see him coming home, I want you to send me that message, okay? Or if you see anybody else for any reason coming into the property, look like they're going to go to the house. All right?
Oh, I have to know where you are in order for the message to work.
Me being in the house isn't know where I am enough?
No, I have to know exactly where you are.
Okay.
Tell you what, though, I do have a plan. As he does this, I on the house, does it have windows?
Yeah.
Okay, if I can see where you are through the window, I can send the message with no problem.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Then that makes us too visible. I don't like it. Okay. If something happens, like you see him coming back for any reason, I'm going to be listening for that anyway. You just like sound
Make a
like
big loud
general,
noise?
yeah, sound a general alarm or something that would get a corporal's attention, right?
I can do that.
Okay. And the two things that you got to listen for are this bird call, and I pull out a bird call and I use it really super quietly so that hopefully only he can hear more or less what it sounds like, which I probably won't be using because that's a day bird. And then this is the night one, and I pull it out and it's a loud cricket.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And yeah, and I'm going to just show him that a triple, like doot, 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 is like the signal he should be listening for, and that would be me calling for help.
Okay, and what should I have Sugar do?
Well,
Wait, Sugar can send me an alarm in my mind.
Okay, well then have Sugar come and hang out on the house next door that overlooks the back door to his place.
He's a bat. It's a perfect disguise. Okay.
Yeah. So he can just hang out there and he can watch my entry and everything. And if anything goes wrong, he can let you know. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, we're good. All right. Stay here and I'll let you know. Like, I'm not going to come here afterwards. I'm going to go, like, straight out of town probably and get rid of the stuff and then come back and sneak back up through the window into the tavern and then pretend like I was there the whole time. Right?
Yes.
So you stay here and there you go. Sugar should be able to let you know when I come out.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And when she does, he does?
He.
She does? He.
It's a he.
When he does, just don't be obvious that you're heading back to the tavern, right? Because that's what's going to give us away, or give you away at least.
Sure. I'll head someplace to get my leg treated.
There you go. Good call.
It was all my plan in the very beginning.
All right. And that's a good reason for you to have left the tavern to begin with. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take off and I'm going to skirt all the way up. Well, I guess I'm going to sneak across the road. And by sneak, you sneak in plain sight by just walking casually like you own the place. And then I'm going to go in behind the tanner, and then I'm going to sneak and work my way through the backyards, preferably like using all the cover and stuff that's in these backyards as much as I can. If I need to go all the way to the outside curtain wall and sneak my way back there, that's probably where I'll go. And I'm going to...
Yeah, absolutely fine. You can very easily sneak up close to the house. You know, it's...
So I'd like to sneak to around, like just behind the house along the curtain wall there and be hidden somewhere and just observe it for a little bit. And I'm going to check out and see if there's any lights on or any motion inside or any sounds I can hear or smells.
Okay, make a spot check.
Okay. My spot is terrible. And that's an 11.
Okay, you can't see any lights on. There's a faint wisp of smoke coming out the top of the chimney, so you know the kind of wisp that looks like okay, the fire is dying. As in, chances are it was stoked out and has just been left to smolder.
Okay.
This person's probably gone to bed.
Okay. And I'm going to look at the houses on either side because I have a good view of the one that I'm trying to break into. And do either of them show any signs of life?
Okay, so you're sneaking a little bit closer. You're peeking into a window.
I'm not sneaking anywhere yet. I'm still standing along the back wall, and I'm just looking at the two houses on either side of it. To see
Oh,
if I can see
either
any
side.
lights.
They've got a similar look to them. Roll me
Yeah.
another spot check, though, please.
Yep. It's an 18 that time.
Okay. The house down to the south, so Sergeant Yada, you do notice a light on, like a small lantern, and as you look over, you see the fairly obvious figure of quite a tall but let's say athletic build of a woman who appears to be in a state of undress near a window. But she is not looking out of the window. She's, preoccupied doing things. Did you get that?
Oh, sorry, I was muted for a second. Yeah. Yeah, she's busy getting into it. So the to the other side, dead does.
On the other side, lights out. No
Okay.
signs of life from the other side.
Perfect. Then he's probably going to be distracted. So I'm going to start sneaking closer to the house and paying attention for signs of any guard dogs or anything like that. Dog houses, dog.
Yep. Okay.
Shit.
There appears to be no signs of guard dogs.
Okay.
There's no houses, no droppings, no nothing.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to sneak until I get up to the back door window, and I'm going to, as carefully as I can, peek one eye just around the bottom corner of a windowsill. Expose half an eyeball to peek around as much as I can.
Okay. You can get a decent look on the inside. Everything in this house seems slightly undersized for like the size of the building, almost as if the person living inside is not human sized. Like the chair is not designed for a human, the table isn't designed for a human, but the house is.
But as far as I know, this Corporal Falca guy is a human, isn't he?
As far as you know.
Okay. I've seen him though, right?
Oh, if you've seen him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been around.
Well, you said I've seen him around town, yeah, during the.
No, Corporal Falca is a dwarf.
A dwarf, okay. I gotcha. All right, then lights don't necessarily mean anything. That's a good note to make. So I am even more careful when peeking around the corner and looking inside. Yeah, so I noticed that everything is small. I take a further look around just to make sure he's not like writing in the corner with his head down or something, or lying on a couch.
No,
in plain view.
you can definitely, being this close, make a listen check for me.
Okay. Listen is definitely better than spot. Still only a 14. Yeah.
You can hear the distinctive sound of snoring.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to check the lock for traps.
Okay, so search check.
The lock and the door frame. If I could search. Come on, search. There we go.
Yeah, you
16.
find no traps.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to pick the lock.
Okay, roll me an open lock check. Yeah, 28. You slip your little tools in, and you just click, 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 click. Lock slides on open.
Okay. And I listen for the snoring. He's still there.
Yeah, he still appears to be snoring.
Okay. I am paying eminent attention to the pattern of that snoring. And like I'm paying attention to it like it's the clock ticking down in the background, basically. And I'm especially wanting to notice if it like changes rhythm at all or anything. Like
Okay.
he's about to wake up, or like he's woken up and is faking being asleep or something. Anything along those lines. And
Okay.
judging from the snoring, I have a general idea of where he is, right?
Okay, so the layout of the house, you've kind of like just slipped in through the back door, which
Yeah.
is like a slightly small room, and immediately in this first room, you can see a few things like some gardening tools and a big pair of boots. And this immediately connects to a kitchen. The snoring appears to go from beyond the kitchen and then down one hallway.
Okay. The boots don't look like magical dwarven boots or anything, do they?
They look kind of dirty.
Okay. Then I'm going to peek into. You said there was like a living room kind of area, and then down a hallway. I hear him. snoring?
Yeah. There's the kitchen, and past that, there's like a large den type thing.
Okay. So I'm going to try and work my way into the den, being as quiet as I can, and searching for things of value.
Okay, roll me a search check.
Okay. That one is a 21.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, the first thing you find, sat near this armchair type thing, you find a very impressive looking silver goblet.
Hmm.
And you look around a little bit more, so there's that. And then you notice tucked over, just like on the little table this is resting on, you notice underneath it is a pouch that seems to be filled with coins.
Yeah, there we go. All right. I check, just make sure it's not an Indiana Jones trap. Sitting on a pressure
Okay.
plate or something.
Yeah.
And you want to roll a search for that?
Yes, please.
25.
25. Yeah, you're looking at. These guys are fucking idiots. It's almost as if crime isn't a thing here.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to pick up that pouch and as quietly as I can, and slip it into the bag of holding.
Okay.
And then I take a good look around. One more good look around the place. Just checking for spots where I would hide like a safe, or like a hidden door to a safe or something like that.
Okay. You start looking around, and you go, okay, moving a painting, poke around the fireplace. Yeah. If you go over to the fireplace and kind of scrape around a little bit, you push the painting that's hanging there. So it's a big painting of a very nice looking like forge. It's like yep, cliche dwarf stuff. And you kind of move it aside, and there does appear to be a cut. Like you notice that one of the stones moves behind the painting. One of the bricks.
Ah. All right, and I'm going to check it with the idea that it may be a trap or an access point to something.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess I'll roll another search for that. And
Yes, please.
determine between the two. 27.
Okay, 27.
Almost like
Yeah,
you're good
this
at this.
seems absolutely fine. You move aside, you look in, and there's only one item hidden in here. It appears to be like a wedding band of sorts, and there is a folded up note with it.
I read the note.
The note reads, to my only son, Tharka, one day I hope you'll return home and you'll marry the dwarven girl of your dreams, and when you do, you will give her this. Love, Dad.
I fold the note back up. I put it back, and then I take the ring, and does he have like a chair or something that it looks like he sits in all the time?
Yeah, that's where the goblet was, and the pile of, well, the pouch of coins.
Okay. You said there's a kitchen, right?
Yeah,
Is it clean or is it like filled with dirty dishes and shit?
it's fairly clean.
Okay. Then I'm going to put the ring under the cushion on his chair and then replace the cushion.
Okay.
Just to fuck
And
with
with that, are you heading on out?
yeah, I think that's good enough.
Okay. Just roll me one move silently check.
Sure. I was literally just thinking I did this whole thing. I didn't have to roll a move silently once. Now's the perfect time for it. 27.
Alrighty, yeah. As you leave, you hear the distinctive sound of snoring. You hear and you sneak on out of there. We have actually gone over time, so unless there's anything you desperately want to do to wrap up, we can call it there.
Nope, I'm just going to
Skedaddle.
yeah, I'm gonna head out of town and actually take the money out and bury it in a hidden spot, just so that I can't be asked to draw it out of the bag at a later date.
Alrighty, yeah. So head out of town, and you just like burying this pouch of coins to find later, or?
Yeah, I go like deep off the path and find like a rotten log that I can like roll to one side, and I bury it underneath that, and then replace the log. And I make special care to mark the way there and the way back, like in my head. Not gonna mark it with anything actual.
Yeah, just like put some stones like with an arrow pointing towards it, going right
perfect.
up to it.
Yeah. Right here is the treasure. Yeah.
Alrighty. So that's done. You'll be able to find it when you guys leave in the morning very easily.
And I just sneak back into my room, like up the wall and in through my window, kind of thing.
Does the house have only one door?
I think it had a front and a back door.
Damn.
But I think we're over.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, can you just repeat that last question?
Oh, I wanted to know if the house had a door. Or like just only one door or two.
It was just the back door. There is a front door to the place as well.
Okay, then it's not worth it. If it was only one, I would have pulled portal on the door, just to make sure that we wouldn't be encountering him in the city the next day.
Okay.
All right.
So I think that's a good place to wrap up the session.
Yeah.
So we'll begin next week by actually, starting and moving on and more happy new adventures. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. I have been the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock. If you really like me, you can head to Patreon and it's the Bardic Knock. We thank you for coming to Welcome to the Party. Subscribe, follow us here on Twitch, follow them on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. Subscribe to them on YouTube at Welcome Party RPG, or it might just be Welcome to the Party. I'm not sure. It hasn't got a unique web address yet because it needs more subscribers. So go there, subscribe, help them get a unique URL, and that'll be easier to find them. Do it. That'd be great. Other things to quickly plug. Coming up right after this, there is going to be a brand new game, a short mini shot using the Dungeon World system. So, you want to learn something new? Do that, and it's going to be pirates. Yar!
Yeah,
All that
I'm
good
in
stuff.
that one.
Holy shit!
You're in that? You're playing more?
Uh-huh.
Well, stick around to see more of Archer.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be
Other than that,
quite interesting.
Other than that, because we have gone over and I feel guilty, plugging as many things as I can, as quickly as I can, because apparently I'm just like Eliza now. Art of the Eye, DeviantArt. Go follow him, like his stuff. Thomas
Safe Zone, Tumblr.com.
Safe Zone on Tumblr. If you want character stuff, it's great stuff.
Check out Shanna Logic.
Shanna Logic and her 8-Bit Smithy, that's on Etsy. Discord, do that, it's great. That's everything, I think.
Yep, I think
So-
we're good. So,
Alrighty, thank you. Hopefully it should work. We're going to go raid Castlemach. I don't know what they're doing because they have finished their Strahd game, so I don't know what their new thing is.
Elemental Evil. I was just looking at.
But hey, fantastic. That sounds
Go
like
through all the
fun.
classics.
Yep.
So we're going to go raid them, but probably only for like 20 minutes before a new game starts here. So, yeah.
Woo! Have fun.
Alrighty. Thank you everybody for showing up, and we will see you next week. Click and raid. Hope it works. Boom!